Good evening, everybody, and welcome to a very special episode of Crit Test Dummies. Tonight is our yearly, it's become yearly anyways, second year we've done it, I think I can call it yearly now, Pride One Shot, where we are featuring a whole bunch of queer dungeon masters, queer players, and queer supporting artists, writers, and everything else. I'll talk more about them at the end of the stream. There's a whole lot of artists and writers that have contributed ideas and work to this, and I will make sure to thank them at the end, but I do want to mention one person in particular, Oliver, who can be found on Twitter at Death by Badger. He is the producer / writer for two major books that I pulled a lot from to create this. That would be Queer Coded, which just released on DM's Guild recently, as well as Unbridled, which you might recall last year, our adventure was taken straight from that. It's another really good compilation of little adventures. Thank you, Oliver, for letting me bastardize your work. We have with us tonight three new players and one that was with us on this stream last year. If you want to give a quick 5-10 second elevator speech, who you are, a couple of you have your own streams as well. If you want to shout those out, this was a lovely time to do that. So, Laura, who are you?
Hi. Laura Crispin, I am a romantic. I was here last year. I'm a stagehand. These days I'm mostly working on the news because theater's not back yet. I'm very sad about that.
Wow. Ollie.
We're getting there.
Yes.
We're getting there, slowly but surely, if people can follow the rules to make sensible decisions. Hi, I'm Ollie. I am a gay male. I identify as gay. My pronouns are he/him. And yeah, I have a baby streamer. Only done a few streams so far, but I am on Twitch at the Ollie Walks. So feel free to follow me if you so wish.
Cool.
And that's it.
Kayleigh.
Hey, I'm Kayleigh, she, her pronouns. I'm another stagehand in the city, normally work on Broadway, and I am boring and anti-digital social. I don't stream very often, so I'm happy to be here.
Cool. And last but certainly not least, Tim.
Hi, my name is Tim. I am a gay male, he, him. I am a moderator on a couple of different Twitch channels, like Slice and Toss TV, Treasure Hunter Maxwell, Jolito. And this is like my maybe like third or fourth game of D&D ever. So this should be interesting.
Oh, baby.
So we have a baby streamer and a baby player. So, tonight we're going to start with a few separate vignettes of our characters. And we're going to begin with Kayleigh. Kayleigh, it is as usual, busy evening at the Silver Unicorn Tavern, where you are in the back, taking orders, doing some baking, doing some cooking. Go ahead and describe yourself for a second, what a typical night in the tavern is for you.
I'm really lucky the tavern has become home. My character's name is Tasty. I'm a little goblin, rescued. I was found after my family had been killed for annoying the town too much. I told them not to. I walk with a limp, but I've gotten by through magic and practice. And my friends are mercenaries and adventurers, and I help keep their rooms warm and well fed when they're here.
Nice. So as you were doing your nightly duties, primarily working with pastry and making sure that there's plenty of meat pies to go around for evening meals, you hear a huge commotion coming from the main hall. Pies! We demand more pies! And
I can do that!
sticking your head out, you see a unusual sight. And an unusual sight is saying something for a town full of dwarves that like to get drunk on a regular basis. You have your usual dwarves that are sitting around a table drunk, but amongst them is also this tall, spindly man with this graying long beard sitting at the table and pointing at one of the dwarves. I may not be able to drink like you, but I can out-eat you. Pies! More pies! And almost laser eyes turns to you. You make pies. Good. Pies. Lots of pies. All the pies. Okay. So as you start bringing him pies, when he says that he can eat, he was not kidding. For a spindly man, he seems to be able to put away a lot between him and the other dwarves around him. As you're back and forth in the kitchen bringing out plates of your meat pies, and when those are out, you're bringing out cakes, and when those run out, you start making cookies as quickly as you can, just a huge dough, and then every 10 minutes, as soon as they're out of the oven, they're out in the tavern. And every time you go out, there seems to be more commotion and more dwarves that are just a little too much. But there's that man and one dwarf that are just sticking to it until finally you go back and you pull the next rack of cookies out. And there's no call. And then there's a moment. And as you go and kind of poke your head out, here's a huge eruption of tears as one of the dwarves, the one that was trying to keep up with the man, is just in the corner. And the man turns to you as you poke your head out. You! That was amazing. And he starts very wobbly walking up towards you. And he towers over your goblin form with your artificial leg. I could use you. Can I use you?
How long? I need to restock the kitchen now.
I'll have you right back.
Okay.
Okay, good. And then at that point, the man takes out from his satchel this long rainbow boa that he just flowing with feathers that he wraps around both of you in this huge swishing motion. And as it does, you kind of feel the floor drop out from under you. Tim. The esteemed Grimmel, Master Baker of Waterdeep. Your services have been required this evening for a wedding of a friend of Lady Sperance, Lady Merclos, that is to be held within the Hawkman, one of the giant, colossal statues within the city that has been hollowed out and used for events and housing. One of the finest upscale places to have such an event. The Mercloses, brewers by trade, have given you a challenge for this particular cake. To celebrate their family, they have asked you to use some of their beers somehow within the cake. I'm curious, how did you achieve this?
Well, Grimmel decided to take the finest of their liquors and bake that into the dough that he was making for the cake to add just a little bit of flavor, make it a signature of this particular wedding, and it went swimmingly. At this point, he's just pushing the cake out towards the event. Very, very wobbly, one might add. Like, it looks like he's having a very, very hard time walking, but that's just how Grimmel walks.
Okay. And as you walk out, you enter this ballroom that's somewhere in the stomach area of the Hawkman, with notches cut out of the wall to give a view over the city and over the bay of Waterdeep. And as you push this out, you hear a hush fall over the crowd as you hear whispers. Oh, is that Grimmel? Oh my god, what a fantastic cake. Whisper. And as your half-orc form pushes the cake out, you swear you hear one person in the crowd. That's not a half-orc. But you push that aside and continue pushing the cake out. What does the cake look like for this grand event as you move it to the center of the hall?
Well, the cake is 4 tiers, one smaller, each one's smaller than the next. Pure white frosting, the little statuette of the bride and groom right on top, sparkly like edible glitter everywhere. It's a really shiny, beautiful cake.
And as you push out the shiny cake, the mage lights that have been cast to fill the ambiance of the room dance around it, making all the edible glitter shimmer and sparkle as the lights move around it, creating a absolutely dazzling effect, as if you managed to make a cake out of crystal. And as you, Lady Sperant is giving her speech, thanking the magnificent Grimmel for deigning to bake for such a wonderful occasion, she suddenly takes a step to the side, and there is a explosion from the cake as a tall, spindly woman? Figure, dressed in a pink sequin gown with a long beard, steps out of the cake that has exploded everywhere. I would like you to make a dexterity saving throw real quick, and it's just a flat D20, as you're just a commoner.
Okay.
Oh, no. Death by cake.
That would be a 10.
10, beautiful. So as this cake explodes and there's this magnificent ta-da from the figure that comes out of the cake, this explosive force splatters cake against you and knocks one of your tusks loose, and kind of the coat drops over the shoulders, and all of a sudden there's a few people that are kind of looking between this cake and you and kind of notice that, wait just a minute. He's not a half-orc, he's a goblin! The cook's a goblin! And you just hear in the back, I told you so! As the figure that burst out of the cake. Well, darlings, this has certainly become quite a party. Do you want to stick around for this? I don't think the finale is going to be very nice. As he turns to look at you, Grimmel.
All of a sudden, Grimmel's like, nothing to see here, just tries to put the robe back on while wobbling on the stilts that he's currently balancing on, and using the 2 sticks that he has that an artificer made for him to try to make sure that everything's back in place.
As you fruitlessly kind of try to push the cake back, it's like, no, not a goblin. The figure just kind of daintily, for a figure of that apparent age, just leaps down onto the ground next to you. My dear darling, I believe they can take care of the cake. Shall we make our magnificent exit?
Surely, please.
As you wish. And he takes his feather boa and just wraps you around it. And again, there's this feeling of darkness and the floor dropping out from underneath you. Ollie.
Oh, hello.
Halston Portwood.
Yes, hi.
What does Halston Portwood look like as he is up late in the evening, once again, writing invitations to an upcoming ball, as you're one of the few servants that can write?
Yes, well, Halston looks like death warmed over, glazed with caramel. His uniform is usually dirty because he doesn't have the time to keep it clean, so it's got splotches of jam, custard, caramel that was dried on it. He has permanent bags under his eyes, like me currently. Yay! And has long, raggedy brown hair, and he's probably half drooped over the desk, continuing just to write, and eloquent handwriting, but pretty much just, it's repetition, death by numbers. He's doing it on impulse rather than actually thinking. He's just...
Yes.
Done.
Okay.
and moving forward.
On this particular evening, as we get our picture of Halston up here, we actually have a picture of this one.
Yes, made by the artist Purplish, so there we are. That is Halston in all his half-asleep glory.
As Halston, half asleep, writing invitations, in between invitations, putting loaves of bread in and out of the oven for breakfast, making lemon cakes, as they're the Lord's favorite, need to be set aside to let cool before you top them with your special cream. And grinding the meat for the sausages. Famous for his cream. And, of course, grinding sausages for breakfast as well.
And creamiest in the land. The Lord cannot get enough of Halston's cream.
There is a shower of sprinkles and feathers, as next to you appears a figure, tall and skinny, with a bright, and this time more appropriate for evening, a black sequined gown, and a long beard. Pops up next to you. My dear, perhaps you need a fairy godmother. This is no place for you.
Oh. Hello, I'm sorry, did you need something? Did the Lord want more paperwork?
I don't work for the Lord, anything as common as that. I mean, darling, Queen outranks Lord. Now.
True that, honey. Yes, slay.
So, I have a proposition for you. I can see you're a good baker here, especially with the cream and the sausages.
Patisserie
Would you like to
is
go?
more my title, but yes, I'm a good baker.
I see. Would you like to go to a very special ball?
Will I be back by the morning? The bread needs to sit for half an hour before it's served.
You are rather dull. A fairy godmother approaches you in a shower of sprinkles, and your first thought is of the bread. Here, come. I'm going to liven things up for you. And he just takes the feather boa off, and just starts wrapping it around you. Do you try and dodge out of the way at all?
No. Halston looks bewildered, but he's a doormat, a human being, so he's not doing
So, in just an utter state of bewilderment, this bright feathered boa wraps around you, and the floor drops out from under you. Laura!
Hi.
Patches. On her nightly deliveries. What does Patches look like as she's out and about doing deliveries around the city this evening?
Patches is an absolute chunk of a tabaxi. Calico fur.
Nice.
She's got her little bicycle with little saddlebags on it that are filled with cookies that definitely, absolutely, 100% do not contain catnip at all. Nope.
Yep.
Nope. She's got a bell attached to her ankle. Looks like she maybe doesn't want it there, but it's there. So, as Patches the Calico Tabaxi is making her rounds, her tracking bell jingling away, you come to an address that you have not delivered to before. It seems to just be some sort of back alley door that doesn't seem to really lead to much of anywhere. Patches is a little concerned. She tries to walk as carefully and quietly as she can to make certain that the bell does not jingle. It's difficult. But she does eventually. Well, she needs to get paid, so she goes and she knocks on the door.
Okay. You start knocking on the door, and before you even finish knocking, there's just and the door opens as you're still trying to knock on it. And opening and then immediately leaning against the doorframe for maximum dramatic effect is a tall, lanky gentleman, a long white beard, and a this time purple sequin gown that is only up to his waist at the moment, like he's just getting dressed at the moment. And looking past him, you actually see this commotion of a couple of other men that seem to be in the midst of putting dresses on, putting makeup on, putting wigs on, and you just see it as he leans against the doorframe. What's up, pussycat?
Special delivery. I've got some rainbow sprinkled sugar cookies and some dark and stormy cookies and some special cookies.
Oh, special cookies, you don't say. And he takes the bags and walks in. Come, let me introduce you to the girls. Right over there, that's Mag Hand. Sitting next to her, that's Kalura Spray. And then we have the sisters, Acid Splash, and her sister, Acid Arrow. She's a real MILF. Girls, this is... what's your name, dear? Don't believe I got it.
Patches is my name.
Patches, dear, has brought us some cookies. And the other queens getting into their outfits. Cookies, thank God. I've been starving myself all day to get into this dress. And they all start coming up and grabbing different cookies out of the tray. And as this figure takes a cookie out and starts nomming on it himself and kind of wiping away some of the sprinkles. And, special indeed. These are wonderful. Oh, my manners. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Elmistra, Queen of Night and Magic.
Lovely to meet you.
Lovely to meet you, too. And as she continues to eat her cookie, and you're just kind of taking in this abundance of color and noise, and now that you're inside, you actually hear some sort of music and more commotion coming on from down the hall that you swear you could not hear from the outside. Elmistra looks over to the other girls and what do you think? Are these cookies up to snuff? And all the girls answer various versions of hell yes and etc., etc. And in the middle of all of them, kind of this chorus of ascension to the majesty of your special cookies, helping them get into the mood before their performances. Elmistra just gives a short little, okay, I've made my decision, girls. You'll do nicely. Let's say we do a little precursor performance together. What do you say?
Sure. I need to be home by morning when the my friend needs to check on me in the morning.
What is with all of you bakers? And he's complaining about how dull all the bakers are as he takes his her boa off and just wraps you in it. And again, darkness, and the floor just falls out from underneath you.
It's fine. Tabaxi land on their feet.
Yes. So, as you all four awaken, you are first of all greeted by the sight of your benefactor that has apparently taken you, kidnapped you, brought you to wherever this place is that you are now. Can you see that in Roll20, guys? Beautiful.
Yes.
Elmistra, in all her majesty. And I'll switch this over here as well. Red sequined gown, pink boa, this time, and full beard, of course, perfectly trimmed. Welcome. Welcome one and all. Please find a bench. And as you look around, there's the four of you, as well as four, let's say women. These figures that are tall and kind of bent over, long fingers.
Oh no. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Welcome, my chosen bakers, my chosen champions. I really am good at picking champions, aren't I? And I'm sure you'll prove it here in just a moment. I am, as I've said before, Elmistra. And I have brought you here to take care of a little hag problem that a couple of towns have been having. And you hear one of the hags speak up at this point. You mean you kidnapped us, like you always do? And the hags all are standing behind these four tables themselves, four counters all in a row, one behind another. And next to them, there is another set of 4 counters, one behind another. Hey, and Elmistra just cuts her off. Details. So, rather than the usual, where we, I find some champions and they go fight you, and it's such an ordeal, and honestly, it's getting boring at this point. I thought we'd have some fun and make some cookies and some cakes and some other things. What do you say? Winning person, wins. If one of my champions wins, you hags will go away. And just, go away. And champions, if you win, I bring you back. That's good enough, isn't it?
Question. Hi, Alston.
Yes, the boring one.
Yes, I am. What happens if we don't win? Do we still go home?
Well, if you don't win, let's put it this way, darling. So I usually send, fighters and stuff after these creatures. What happens if they don't win? But I'm sure you'll do fine. Isn't that right, folks? And as he says that, he turns and looks up, and for the first time you notice that there's actually what looks to be almost this, scrying portal in the ceiling, and it seems to be looking into a club of some sort? You're not really sure? But it's all neon lights and mage lights dancing around, and you see all manner of creatures through the portal, some of them on what looks to be a dance floor, some of them that are watching you, and while you can't hear anything through the portal, seemingly cheering at Elmistra's gesture towards them. And in the middle of it all is the oddest looking beholder you have ever seen. You've all heard of beholders before, but this particular one seems to be in this pale pink purple color with blue snakes and a feather boa to match Elmistra's as well. Martini glass being held by the tongue and mascara over the eyes. That seems to be holding court, as it were, over this club. And as the cheering from the crowd that's apparently viewing this spectacle of this bake-off between these two groups of champions and hags concludes, Elmistra turns back to you. So, let's begin, shall we? To make this fair, we'll do 3 rounds, just because, it's so boring if somebody just has a bad round. And then we'll see who wins. What do you think? Isn't it lovely? I think it's lovely. Let's begin. We'll start with a creative challenge. What do you say? So, you 4, and you 4, and she turns to the hags. Oh, where are my manners? You should be introduce the competition. And turns to the hags. Let me introduce my champions to your competition. We have first Clarissa, Eunice, Natalia, and Teresa, and all the hags kind of just awkwardly... Hi? And my champions, Patches. Oh, this is a boring one. I won't bother with your name. Grimmel and Tasty. My darling, be more interesting if you want a name. So, first up, let's see what you can do. I want your signature bake. Be creative, be ambitious, make something to impress, and spreads out her feather boa as far as it will go. Me. And there's a flash of rainbow light behind Elmistra as she says this. Now then, at your tables you'll find everything you'll possibly need. You'll see around you there's also some water basins, some stovetops, ovens, and of course a trash pit. I've got special trash pits for you. Sphere of Annihilation. It takes quite a bit of magic. It's a nice trick by me to hold them there. It's like a black hole. Just throw your trash in and woof, it's gone. So.
Just don't put your hand in.
Yeah, don't put your hand in. That might be a very bad idea. Though, I will say... very entertaining. Now then, 3, 2, 1, let's bake. And with that, you see this hourglass just on its own turn over in front of you as you are let loose in this magical-ish kitchen to make a signature dish, whatever signifies you as a baker. I'll give you a second to think of this, what you would do. As Elmistra starts going around and seeing what everybody is doing, first he comes up to one of the hags, Clarissa. And what are you making, darling? I'm making a pie, a special pie. It's like, you wouldn't be making a child pie, would you? I mean, all those awful stories about hags. No, of course not. Can you all make perception checks for me, please? Just as flat D20.
I got a 17.
Nice. 17.
11.
16.
17, 11, 16, and...
Just a second, it's rolling the dice. And 11.
And 11. Okay. Well, the 17 and the 16. So Ollie and Laura. As you're kind of getting your ingredients out and setting bowls up, over from where Clarissa and Elmistra are talking, you just hear a muffled that seems to be coming from her oven.
Oh. Oh no.
Most is oblivious.
Did you hear that?
Did anyone else hear that as well? Did you hear that?
I heard that. Yes, I heard that.
Is that legal? Do we have to call the guard, the town guard?
I don't think we can call the town guards right now. And she starts like shaking her ankle, trying to get the bell to ring. Like this, if they're gonna show up, this will get them here. We'll find out.
There's just this faint going through the tent. Elmistra looks over. Yeah, this is Patches. Can I do something for you?
Just trying to figure out what all ingredients are available here. I heard something that might be extra special.
Oh, I can get you pretty much any ingredient that you should wish. I mean, just go to that cupboard in the back, think about what you need, open it up, and it's there.
Great, okay. What are we gonna do?
Think of an exit.
Well, for now, we're gonna bake for our lives, damn it.
At this point, Elmistra has gone on to some of the other hags as well before coming down your lane. Clarissa, by the way, that this conversation happened with is in the far back. So she is the last one in the back. And Elmistra is making her way forward. Comes up to the next one. There's a brief conversation regarding the fish bones and how edible fish bones are if you bake them long enough. Comes up to the next one, Natalia, who's making something called swamp stew and a bread bowl. And there's a faint odor coming from that particular station as well. Before finally coming to the last one, and after some of you overhearing this, Grimmel and Tasty, you're a little bit more oblivious to these conversations that are happening beside you. You're expecting kind of the worst, and then Mr. comes up to the last one. And so, my dear Teresa, what are you making for us? Vanilla cake. Is that all? Vanilla cake, not with like a blood raspberry cream filling or something like that? No, just vanilla cake. Well, all right then. That'll be exciting. And as she sachets away from Teresa, she comes up to the first table on your row. So who's in the front table? Who's taking the front one?
I guess I would be taking the front one because I'm used to being in front of a crowd.
Okay, so Grimmel comes up to you. So, my dear goblin friend, you don't have to pretend the whole half-orc thing here, just be who you are. Now, what are you making?
Well, at that comment, Grimmel starts realizing that his reputation is now completely ruined and is starting to seed. So he just goes, I'm making a chocolate souffle.
A chocolate souffle. My, that sounds difficult. Is that difficult?
Just a little bit, but nothing that the great Grimmel can't manage.
Interesting. Goes back to the next table. Who's at the next table?
I'll go, but DM.
Yes.
Holston has an idea. May I roll Arcana to identify how much he may know about beholders? Because his idea may be based on them.
Okay, absolutely. There's no proficiency. You all essentially have commoner stats.
That's fine.
So it's just a straight roll 20. 5. You've heard of beholders, but mostly in the context of, like, boogeyman stories, things to scare children. So knowing what's real and what's not about them, mostly to you, they're big scary things with lots of eyes.
Okay, then. So then Holston will go, well, I didn't know what to do because this is all very exciting and usually I just curl up in a cup of cocoa.
Isn't it just exciting? You really needed this, my dear. You really did.
Okay, well, what I decided to do was I saw that big thing up there and it remembered me that my grandma used to teach me stories about them, how they snatched children away who didn't brush their teeth twice a day. So I decided I'm going to do a lemon cake version of that. And he points at the beholder above them. But
and you look up into the... Go for it.
Those eye stalks, I'm going to fill with different creams. So it's different, like, colors. Pretty.
Oh, wow. Well, I do enjoy a cream-filled stalk now and then. And you look up, and there's... the beholder creature that you see is blinking, and you swear there's almost a blush to the cheeks of the beholder. Yeah, question mark? As you see a lot of, some of the crowd that's watching are giggling at the double entendre, and some of them are looking back towards the beholder benefactor of this club and kind of applauding them. My, that's quite ambitious. Do you think you can get all that done in time?
I know how to do one thing, and that is to bake, so I'll do it.
Let's hope so.
How long have we got?
Oh, looking back towards the hourglass, about 2 hours at this point. Should be plenty of time to make a shaped cake with several stalks that are filled with separate creams, and all executed beautifully. I'm sure it won't be a problem for you at all.
It's massively starting to stir. I'm stirring now.
Yes, you keep working. It's all you're really good at, apparently. And moving right along. Patches or Tasty, who would like to be in the next table?
I'll be at the next table.
Tasty. Tasty, my dear. What are you making for me? Please say it's as tasty as your name.
Just as a descriptor, I'm picturing as he comes over, Tasty is like nervously at the fridge and actually pulls out a giant stool instead of it being an ingredient because he's too short to be at the counter. So pulls that out, puts it down, climbs up, and goes, I'm making festive donuts.
Donuts? Oh, I do love a good hole. Now, what kind of donuts are you making for us?
We make them every year at the tavern for the festival. So I'm doing plum donuts. They look like your boa. And
oh, isn't that sweet? Flattery will get you everywhere here, darling. Is that the hard thing to do, or are you pretty used to it?
I normally have to do like 500 in a morning, so I think I'll be okay.
So this is nothing for you, then. Better be done well, then, And Elminster kind of... I'm sure it will be, dear. You're adorable, you know that, right? By the way, is the counter too high for you?
I'm used to being short, so I was happy there was a stool in the vegetable drawer.
Anything you need, dear. And turns around... Patches, here, kitty, what are you making for me?
Patches has already tried to think really hard about an exit while opening the cabinet, and I'm assuming it didn't work.
No, it did not, unfortunately.
So instead, she's like, I am going to make some dried cherry whiskey cookies with a brown butter whiskey buttercream frosting, and they will absolutely knock your socks off.
Especially if there's not much whiskey in there. Now, tell me, will there just be a hint of whiskey, or am I going to get drunk off of these cookies?
Oh, you're going to get drunk off these cookies.
Perfect, exactly what I want.
Great, yes.
Is this something you've made before, or is this something that's a little challenging?
These are on my deluxe recipe list.
Okay.
Yes.
Beautiful. Well, time is a-wasting. Keep cooking. As Elmistra sashays away and continues going around the room and provides commentary up to the portal and back about what everyone is doing, is there anything in particular that you all would like to talk about that you're doing right now?
Patches is loading her cookies up with absolutely as much catnip as she possibly can because she's trying to knock everyone out.
Okay. Are you trying to do this? Are you trying to hide the fact that you're doing this, or is it?
Yes.
Can you make a sleight of hand check for me, please?
It's gonna be.
And
great.
because you are Tabaxi, I'll give you a +1 to it because you do have that dexterity boost.
12.
12. Because you're in the back, you're pretty sure that nobody in the tent saw you. Whether Elmistra noticed, it's hard to gauge. Whether the audience in the portal that can see everything noticed is also really hard to gauge. But you've made the attempt.
Sounds good.
Anything else?
I would say that anyone who's noticing what Tasty is doing, it's the first time you've seen him do anything with confidence. And he already, say we're like a half hour in or however long you'd say we are into our time, he already has 2 plates full of donuts in the back, like on one side of his counter, and you literally see him with like an apple skewer pan just flipping them with like chopsticks, and he's using like long sticks just to like flip them and fry them, and he's just having fun because this is literally what he does daily. And that's the only time you see him look confident.
Elmistra comes by and just watches you do this and sees you flipping all of these donuts with the chopsticks. I believe that is the most dexterous I've ever seen someone put a stick into a hole.
You don't want to put them in, you just want to touch.
Oh my darling, you are so adorable.
Just touch.
I think you're my favorite. Please be my favorite. Do well, please. As Elmistra continues to move on and comes up to Halston and you, whatever your name is, are you doing something interesting now?
Halston, after being shaded relentlessly for the past hour, he's still a doormat, but he's going to, you know what? I'm going to be creative and I'm going to be interesting. He's like, yes, I couldn't think of the right shade of black I wanted for this jam. So I decided, I thought really hard and went to the cupboard and I found some black pudding. And I'm going to put that in there for the coloration. I'm totally sure it'll be fine.
What's in a black pudding again, dear?
I saw one once in the sewers when the guards were pulling it out. It's like a big goo thing, like jelly. So I thought, jelly, jam. Jelly is like jam, but it shakes. So maybe I can use that. It looks the right color, see? And he pulls up a little glass vial of like some pieces of black pudding.
May I see that for a moment, darling? And
of course. It's already in there as well, but here you go.
Oh, it's already in. It's
just in that stalk there. That one there.
Okay, I know which one not to eat then, and walks away. And finally comes to Grimmel. So, are your souffles rising to the challenge, or are you going to fall flat?
Well, at this point, Grimmel figured that his reputation is completely gone, so he's ripped off the robe that he's had, like that. So now he's just totally like you could just see that this little goblin on stilts and holding like these two like mechanical arm things, and he's just like rage baking. He's like, not now, I'm baking, and he's just like putting chocolate and eggs and whipping everything together. And he said that he originally said he was gonna make just this souffle, but he's got at the same time he's got like this batch of like cookie dough with like chocolate chips and white chocolate chips and toffee bits in it, and he's making cookies too. And he's just focused, so angry and focused that he just can't even bother like talking right now. He's just so focused.
Well, I've never seen someone treat something so delicate so harshly without permission. And she continues her rounds and goes through the hags tables. Patches and Halston, can you make another perception check for me, please?
Of course. At 3, I think Halston's too busy trying to stop the wriggling tentacle thing. That store from moving too much.
Okay. And Laura?
Yeah, Patches has summoned a bunch of tinctures from the cabinet and mixing that in with the frosting along with a ton of whiskey to hide the flavor.
Okay.
Just trying to make the most mind-blowing cookies ever in hopes that it'll help get out of here.
So in your like passion, you don't really notice. And a 3 from Halston. Okay. One more. Grimmel, I need a perception check from you, please.
Okay, just straight up 20?
Yeah.
Okay.
18.
18.
You are so focused at your table and the oven next to you, nothing gets away from your sight at your station. And as you're looking, and you know that whipped eggs are crucial for a souffle, and they do not whip correctly if there's even a tiny bit of water in the bowl. And as you're working away, you see one of the hags creeping over with what looks like a little vial of water, trying to sneakily get towards your egg bowl.
I just take one of my arms and just like slap her arm away, like, not now, bitch.
Move it.
My dear, I just thought you looked thirsty. No need to be snippy.
I hold up like the arm, like to make like the lip, like right to her lips, and be like, no.
Yeah, but
be gone.
Only because I want to. And then the hag turns around and heads back to her table. Okay, as the time for this particular portion of the bake comes to a close, I would like all of you to make baking checks. So I'm assuming you are all proficient, so you will get a +2 for this. And it's going to be against a DC I set based off of how difficult you described your creation to be.
Oh god.
So,
like some pudding.
for Grimmel, that is a DC 14 for that chocolate souffle.
Okay.
And just to clarify, our proficiency
Oh no!
That's a 2, +2 for 4.
Oh no!
Do I get to roll for the cookies too?
No, this was just a general check.
Okay.
Halston, DC 15, please. What you were describing, that carved filled cake that is hard. 11.
Almost.
Tasty, DC 10. You can do this in your sleep. 9 +2 for 11. You succeed. And Patches, DC 12. Slightly more advanced than just your basic, but not that hard. Nat
but we're good.
20.
But we're good.
Oh, you are just fine. Can you roll a d6 for me, please? I'll tell you what this is going to do here in a second.
Okay. Five.
5. Okay. Wow, that's good. As you wrap up and you all start piling your things together. Grimmel, your cookies are okay, but as you start to try and stack the souffles onto them to make this like cookie-based souffle, just the movement of the souffles, they're so delicate, it just deflates. As Elmistra comes around and tries them, it's still tasty. And it's still, my dear, this chocolate is divine. It's just all in one place. I expected a huge tower. I expected a grower. This ain't it. Moves on to Halston. And as he approaches your table, there's this like black leaking from one of the eye stalks. And as you're both looking at it, it slowly just envelops the rest of the cake and dissolves into this puddle of goo. Well, it looked wonderful while it lasted, but I'm just going to. And you see him pull out a wand, which is very much like the Disney princess wand with like the star at the tip of it. Mm-hmm. Just be gone. And the black pudding disappears.
Wow.
It looks nice. I'm so sad I couldn't taste it. As she moves on to the next table. To Tasty. Tasty, let me taste your hole. As Elmistra just grabs a donut and... My dear, what festival did you say these were for again?
At the Harvest Festival every year.
Harvest Festival. I shall be back at your tavern for the Harvest Festival every year. And you know how much I can eat, so please, make more of these. And Elmistra, like, starts to walk away. And then turns back and, like, grabs 5 more donuts and, like, pulls out the front of her dress and just, like, stuffs them down the cleavage. Before walking to the next table.
They may be
Patches!
sticky.
I'll have you lick it off later.
Sitting there with a bit of a smirk, little kitty smirk.
Patches, my dear
attitude.
Patches.
Hello, hello.
Mean kitty. I like it. So much attitude in this one. Let's hope your cookies are as
Try
strong
one
as
of
you
these
are.
cookies. Yes, they
And-
absolutely are.
And she grabs one and takes a small bite out of it. My goodness. You would be the best bartender in all of Faerun if this is just your basic whiskey, and just completely downs the rest of the cookie in just seemingly one bite, very Cookie Monster style, where it's just nom 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 nom. And it's gone. And as
Starts like a mental countdown of like, give it 10 minutes.
and as she walks away, she starts moving down the next aisle of them, and starts with Clarissa, who pulls out her pie next to you, Patches, in the back. And you see this, like, foot sticking out of the pie. Well, I suppose it's my job to try it. Can you cut... Can you cut... Oh, dear. But makes the check. It smells lovely. I'm sure it's brilliant, and just moves on to the next table without actually eating it. And so at the next table, with the chips, the fishbone chips, we have... Okay.
What? And then those fish bones.
Yeah, those fishbone chips.
Patches looks slightly like, yeah, that could work. I can do that.
And you see Elmistra, like, pick one of them up. And it looks like the cartoon fish skeleton, where it's the head and, like, just the ribs. And there's a bit of a crunch. You know, I didn't think that would work. I usually like eating bones, but this was a little bit out there for me. Well done. Showed me something new that rarely happens. I mean, I still want you to lose, but as Ilmistra moves on to the next table with the swamp bowl stew thing, and you see Ilmistra like take a step forward and then take a step back and and take a step forward again as the smell from this swamp stew is certainly permeating. And that is... And Ilmistra takes a spoonful, and you swear you see something like wriggling in the spoon. And like turns to one of the Annihilation Sphere trash cans and just spits it out into it. Darling, well, I appreciate that you can actually make my gag reflex go. No, just... No. Nope. 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 And moves on to the next table. And now... Vanilla cake. Vanilla cake. I asked you for creativity, ambitious, and you give me vanilla cake. Well, it's a good vanilla cake. It's a good vanilla cake. It's not what I asked for, is it? I asked for something creative, and you give me basic bitch. No, just no. And with that, and all of the food that was on your tables, except for your donuts, Tasty, just disappear. Your donuts show up in a cupboard next to you. Let's move on to the next challenge, shall we? Where there's no stew. Welcome to the technical bake. I would like you all to make a sausage roll for me. I'm sure you all know how to handle one of those. So, there are your instructions. Here are your ingredients. And as he says this, there's just this list of instructions that are somewhat complete shows up in front of you, as well as just a stack of ingredients next to you. You only have an hour and a half, so I would get started if I were you. Let's go. And the hourglass turns again, and as you look up, there's another bit of cheering from them, and you see somehow people in this club have gotten a hold of signs and markers, and you see a couple of signs that say, "Go Hags." You see another one that says, "I love pussy." You're assuming that's for you, Patches. And you see yet another sign of, "Go person I don't know the name of."
Yeah!
Sharon?
Go Kitty. So the first thing I need you all to do is I need you to make a intelligence check to see if you can figure out what to do from the bare instructions that you've been given. So I'm going to let you add 2 to this because it's still in your realm. This is still baking. So you get your proficiency on it. Laura gets a 1.
Nope, wrong one.
So that's a 3.
God give, the God take it away. Oh.
Okay, so
two.
plus 2 is 16.
16 for Tim. And that is for
That's 4
Kayleigh.
for
That's a
me.
flat 10. And for Ollie, that's a 4. Okay.
I'm good with sausages too, damn it.
But you're so thrown by this. Patches and Halston, especially Halston after the disaster that was your black pudding cake, that became a black pudding eating a cake. You're just a little flustered as you're trying to read through these, and Patches, you're a little bit too focused on that mental countdown of when you're expecting the catnip to hit Ilmistra. And you're not quite taking in the instructions. Grimmel and Tasty, you've done these before. It's pretty easy for you two to fill in the gaps of where everything's going here, especially Grimmel. This is like, I mean,
Like
you do these...
It's basics. The basic went to school. First thing that we did.
You do these for hors d'oeuvres every other weekend for parties. This is not a problem. And you begin. As you're going, I would like all of you to describe, what do you go for first? Do you start handling your meat first? Do you start making the dough first and making the rolls? What would you like to do first? Let's start with you, Halston. How is the great Halston approaching these sausage rolls?
So the first thing he's going to do is he is going to beat the meat into the right size that he wants for the sausage rolls. That's his first priority. So he's getting the sausage meat and he's really pounding it into the right position and right density he wants. Because he wants it reasonably thick, a little bit, maybe a little bit shorter than you'd expect from a sausage roll, but just, we're going to go for flavor and sheer mouthful. Sheer mouthful.
Sheer mouthfeel and mouthful of sausage. Very nice. Yeah. So as you begin working on the sausage, let's go to Grimmel. So your souffle is deflated. So how are you approaching the sausage rolls?
Grimmel is also going straight towards the meat. He grabs he grabs his herbs and spices. He grabs like maybe a little bit of chorizo to throw into the sausage for a little extra flavor. He makes sure that it's stuffed nice and tight, compact, making sure everything is like perfect.
Nice. So we have a nice, compact, stuffing the sausage really well. Patches, my dear, as El Mistro walks up to you. And it's been about 10 minutes at this point. What are you working on at this point in the bake?
Patches is not used to doing savory dishes, so she's kind of just going for what she would enjoy, so she grabbed some fish sausage. And it's just not... Nobody but a cat would be into that, but she's into it.
Now, we left ingredients for you. Are you sure you want to improvise? Like,
What's wrong? Fish is great. Fish is great. I get her a glass of water.
And then she does a spit take all over you. My dear darling, I've been around way longer than that. Takes a little bit more than a bit of catnip. Why, I remember back in my day, 500 years ago, when we used to do catnip every single night. It was a joy. At least I think it was 500 years ago. I don't remember much of it. Either way, it was fun. As you are now wet.
She does the kitty shake. She looks very grumpy.
And you look up and you see a lot of people in the audience looking down at you guys. Del Mistro goes over to the hags as well. The hags are not as far along as you would expect. There seems to be something with long fingernails and working the meat properly that just doesn't work, and kind of rolling out the dough. It's a little weird. They're not used to quite handling things like that. I would like Tasty and Patches to make perception checks, please.
$18.
18 from Tasty and a 15 from Patches. Well done. As you're both working, at various points, Kayleigh, Tasty, you actually notice this first, where you go to reach over for the salt, which is crucial for any bake, especially savory. And it's not there, and you turn the corner of your eye and you see one of the hags just slowly making their way back to the table with a thing of salt in their hand.
Tasty hops off his stool. He's knee-high to a grasshopper. He walks over and just starts pulling on the rags of a hag.
Yes, dear?
Excuse me? Your salt's right here. Can I at least have some of mine back?
Oh, silly me, I didn't see it. I was just borrowing a little bit. Sure, you can have it. And Patches, seeing this commotion, you look down just as a hag is about to snip a little bit of your spices as well.
I was thinking about this earlier. I've got like leftover whiskey, and I've got a couple that are like standard whiskey, a little bit of water splashed in, so everybody's good. And then the other side that is laced with more catnip. I'm like, oh hey, here, would you like some of the whiskey I have left over from my cookie bake?
Oh, well, And she kind of like puts her hand back behind her back like she wasn't doing anything. Sure, I'll have a little whiskey. And she takes a sip of it. This is really good. Do you mind if I...
Yes. Oh, please, help yourself.
And she turns... and she hands it back to you, and like a third of the bottle is just annihilated.
That'll go.
Starting the next
Thank you,
countdown.
So Clarissa's now going to be interesting. So, with that, you continue working on your sausage rolls. You start to get them into the oven, and it's just kind of that countdown waiting. There's a little bit of mulling around, getting tea, getting coffee, just waiting for the rolls to be done. Grimmel and Halston, I need perception checks from you as well.
Oh no, this is gonna go bad. I can tell. 6.
I got a natural
Nat
20.
20 for Tim. So... Grimmel, you notice one of the hags as they're going by your station, seemingly with just a cup of tea in their hands, that one of the other hands suddenly goes down and just turns your oven down just a little bit. And then continues walking back to her station.
Grimmel turns it back up, and in turn he wanders over to the hags. It's like, what are you? How are you ladies doing today? As he does the same thing that she just did to
Make a sleight of hand check.
Okay. A 15.
15. Yep, you successfully sabotage it. Okay.
When everyone's doing their coffee and tea thing, Patches has got the laced whiskey in the right hand and the good whiskey in the left hand, and she's just like pouring a little good whiskey into her teammates' tea and the laced whiskey into the hags.
Can you do another sleight of hand check for me, please?
She's not being secret that she's pouring it. It's just which one's which.
Okay.
Like, here, have a little nip. Have a little nip.
Okay.
Oh, I certainly couldn't. I'd be up all night. You know, get my stomach all feeling fuzzy. I couldn't drink.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
Ilmistra walks by you as you're having this conversation and just turns to you, Halston. Remember when I said I never make a mistake choosing champions? And just leaves it at that and continues walking.
Grimmel's still small talking the hags.
I don't think she likes me.
So,
I pat you on the back. It's like, it's gonna be okay. We'll get out of here, I swear.
I would like you all to make a baking check to see how well your sausage rolls came out.
Okay. Come on, roll that actually matters.
It'd be nice to roll more than 10.
Oh, wait, no. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh,
Just
wait,
re-roll, please, Tim.
Okay,
It's okay.
Sorry.
It's okay.
Damn it.
Oh, that one.
What is wrong
Okay.
with my baking ability?
We did not do well this round.
I rolled good
Okay.
with everything else except the one thing that matters.
Oh, I love it. Let's see here. So that was... Oh my god. And Kayleigh's just 515. Okay. And Kate, Tasty, what did you get?
I got a 6.
A 6. That's with the +2?
That's with the +2.
Oh boy. And Halston, what did you get?
I got an 8 with the +2.
Oh my god, guys.
We did not roll well at all.
We're so gonna lose.
Oh, wow. So that's an 8. And then Tim's was a nat 1 for 3. Okay. The highest roll on that for you all was an 8.
Woof, woof.
The nice
Only my weight
7.
for the tea.
Well, hopefully my sabotaging did something.
Yeah, same.
Actually it did. Actually, your sabotage did a lot. So, as the sausage rolls come out, all 8 of them, you pull them out roughly the same time towards the end of the time you were given. And Elmistra kind of does a huge twirl at the front, feather boa and gown dancing behind her in a flurry of pink, and turns around to see what you all have done. My dears, I asked for sausage rolls, not whatever you've made. And looking over at the hags, there is a gamut from ones that are just obviously underdone to one that is just black. And you hear that hag, this is the way I like it, really. And one of them that somehow has apparently dough inside of sausage, like completely inverted. And the other one that you're not even sure how they did it, but they have pulled out and have mini pizzas on the counter. Like, and they're not even sausage pizzas. They're just...
I like that one.
There's a little sausage on the pizza.
And that's actually the one that Patches, that was Clarissa, the one you got stoned. At some point, apparently, they decided to make pizzas instead and got the munchies.
Throwback to Kelly from last year.
Oh, man. And I just thought pizzas sounded amazing. Well, that's 4 failures, and my champions. Now, I expected this from you, what's your name, but the rest of you. Really now.
Patches is getting scritches from Tasty.
Gribble just goes, what? I was talking. I didn't pay attention at the time.
Really?
I'm picturing Tasties are sausages that are like this big, and there's only like 2 inches of pastry. And Tasty just goes, I'm not used to sausages that are this.
We can work on that later, darling. Now then, let's put this ugly mess behind us. Let's put this ugly mess behind us, because this is an ugly mess. And she takes out her wand again and just, almost with disdain, swipes it through the air, and all 7 sausage rolls and 1 plate of pizzas just completely vanishes into the air.
I just tried to grab one of the pizzas before they vanished.
As you grab it, and as you're just about to put it into your mouth, and you just, by air.
Aww.
Well, let's do better, shall we? I mean, we can't do much worse. For your final task, I want a show-stopping cookie. We're in a world of adventurers and explorers, so make an adventurer, a creature, a monster, whatever you wish. But make it beautiful, make it decorated, make it extravagant. And make it quickly. And as she says that, she turns around and waves her wand at the hourglass, and it flips again. You swear there's less sand in it than the previous 2 rounds.
I don't know.
For this one, I asked all of you to make a separate character that actually had stats of warrior, etc., whatever. Describe what that character would look like in cookie form, if you would, please. We'll start at the front table. Grimmel.
Okay. So, Grimmel is making this, like, kind of gingerbread man. Gingerbread, like, half-orc. Green frosting, like, little white tusks where the mouths are, like, flowing black hair. Like, he's basically half naked, because he's imagining half orc obviously must be a barbarian.
Naturally.
Just making them this like just orcish himbo, basically.
And as you are making this, Elmistra kind of looks at your design. I like your style. I really do. This will be really fun in a moment. And as with that statement, she moves on to the next table with Halston. Please, make me remember your name.
He's crying as he bakes. I sent you a picture of it because I had that
Yes.
as well. But Halston is... So what I'm doing is, I remember when I was younger, my mom used to read a book about a criminal of Waterdeep who was like a super spy. So I'm making that from memory. So he's making a cookie that has a little hat on it, a red scarf, like a leatherish faux leather jacket, very like suave looking and like mysterious. And that's what he's going for. Like super cool, like James Bondy, if James Bondy was around in Waterdeep.
My, that actually looks interesting. What's the name of the cookie character that you're making?
Halston number 2.
And you just see this moment where you see Elmistra internally sigh. Oh, my dear, you are so close. You are so close, darling.
Halston super spy. Does that work?
It's better. You're on your way. You're almost there to being interesting. And turns around towards Tasty.
Yeah.
What are you decorating for me, Tasty?
So it's been years since my legs worked, so I thought it would be cool to make a character that not only had working legs, but had 2 extra. So you see him making a centaur that's like completely naked except for like a leather belt and like a quasi like saddlebags you'd see on like a motorcycle. And he's like,
Yes.
yeah, I've always wanted to have 4 working legs. I'd be so cool.
My dear, if you win this competition, we should talk afterwards. I might be able to do something to help you with that. Also, you have a very similar sense of style to the Grimble up front there. It's the goblin thing.
It must be. It's weird. We've always liked things with legs and 4
And no
components.
clothes.
Grimble
Interesting.
just shouts in the back. Grimble just shouts in the background. Yeah, it's a goblin thing.
I should visit goblins more. And moves over to Patches. Patches, darling, what are you making?
Patches is making a sugar and spice Seder. It's got licorice horns and chocolate sprinkles for the hair and like fancy frosting for the fuzzy legs, and it's got like very neat lines to give it some ab definition. But yeah,
I'm
no
not
clothes to
seeing
speak
a theme.
of, just furry and abs.
The abs
Halston, my dear.
Surrounded by nudists.
Just shouts over to Halston. Halston, my dear, you have something unique. You're the only one that likes clothes.
There's no one else. Like, we can take them off if that makes everyone feel better. Like, I just want to be team player, guys.
I'll let you all decide that on your own. As Mr. goes over to check on the hag's work. And as you are working on your cookies, you just hear from beside you, oh, a unicorn with a pink horn. And goes up to the next one, a unicorn with a blue horn. A unicorn with a purple horn. And let me get, yes, a unicorn with a yellow horn. Did you all compare notes or something before we started? I mean, I would expect this level of creativity from Miss Vanilla Cake here. And Elmistra just kind of walks away. As you complete your cookies, the timer goes off, and you all produce your elegant, refined, decorated cookies. Now then, here's where the real fun begins. Are you ready for the last part? We are going to see who the toughest cookie here really is. Now then, I hope you like your cookies. You're going to be in them for a little bit. And waves his wand, and you all feel this like tug towards your cookies. And there's this moment of vertigo, and then you look up, and you're all about 3 inches off the top of the table. And you look up, and your bodies are just kind of sitting like they're just chilling next to the cabinets, and you look over, and the hags are in the same position, except for there's 4 2D unicorn cookies on the far side of the counter. And I need you all to roll initiative, please.
Oh no!
Oh no, we're fighting unicorns.
Oh no! That one! So that's a 4.
Okay, so I got a 16.
All right, give me 2 seconds and I'll ask for them, please.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, it's fine. Okay, so, I would like you... Sorry, I should have said this first, but I had 2 separate thought streams going in my head and missed it. Your previous bakes are going to affect how well these cookies perform, as Elmistra's magic takes her perceptions of you and your abilities and slightly shifts the cookies as you're placed into them. So for the sausage roll debacle, I need you all to roll initiative with disadvantage.
Okay.
I can't get any worse. So is there any point of me rolling? Because I got a nat 1. It cannot get any worse.
Roll again, just because it'd be hilarious if you got 2 nat 1s.
Okay. At which point I still get to play. I just have to sit down in the corner.
Alright.
No, I got a 16. So yeah, nat 1 with disadvantage.
Sorry, I'm doing this for the hags as well, because they also all failed their rolls. Let's see here. 2 more. I know, rolling initiative is the most entertaining part of watching a Dungeons & Dragons stream.
That's what I live for.
Oh yeah, just rolling initiative and seeing what the turn order is going to be, that is sheer excitement, folks. That is, you just
Peak
can't
drama.
get... That is peak. Absolute
Once it
peak.
happens, I'm done. I log off. I'm happy.
Yep, that's it. You just people just like watch Critical Role and see them roll initiative, and it's like, okay, I don't need to see the fight now. I know what the initiative is.
Yeah.
So now that I have the hags taken care of, let's go around. Laura, what do we got?
I got a 20.
20 for patches with disadvantage?
With disadvantage, I rolled a nat 20 and then I rolled a 17.
Jesus. Okay, and Halston.
I got a nat 1, so a 4 in total with my initiative modifier.
Okay. That's funny. And next up, Grimmel.
Well, I did roll a 16, but then you told me we had disadvantage, and now I have a 7.
7. What's your modifier?
No, that's with the modifier.
What is
Plus
your
2.
modifier?
Plus 2.
Thank you. And finally, Tasty.
So I had rolled an 11 plus 3, so 14, but I assume disadvantage is just without the modifier. So when I
Disadvantage is you
roll-
roll twice and take the lower.
Oh, got you. Okay, so I got a 12 the second time.
12. Okay. That's still not bad with the... When everybody has disadvantage, 12 is still not bad. So, we have one last thing to do for your signature bakes. There is no penalty for those that went poorly. But for those that met their DC, you get to add that DC as temporary hit points. So, Tasty, add 10 temporary hit points, please. Patches, add 12 plus 5 because you got a critical on that, so you get 5 bonus as well. So you have 17 temporary hit points.
Nice.
And now that the battle is set, we're going to take a break. I need more water. It's 30 degrees here. And we will be back in 10 minutes with Unicorns v Gingerbread. Here we go. See you in 10 minutes, guys. And welcome back to Crit Test Dummies, our special Pride one-shot, where our 4 bakers, sort of extraordinaire, have been in a bake-off organized by Elmistra, Mistress of Magic, has She has chosen them as champions to bake against hags, rather than the usual mundane just getting people to fight them. So far, they've created things that vaguely resemble sausage rolls, as well as signature bakes, including fantastic donuts, whiskey-filled cookies, black puddings that ate a cake, and sunken souffles. As we come to the final round of making creative adventure cookies, Elmistra has turned you into the cookies, where you must now fight the hag's cookies to prove that you really made the best bakes. And with that, let's move to our fighting area. Whoop. Here we go. I would like you to drag your tokens over to this cutting board on the top left. So just to click on your name in that place I showed you earlier under the newspapers. There you are. That's really big. Let's fix that.
Well, centaurs are a large creature, so it makes sense. Jesus Christ.
So somewhere on the cutting board, please. And Tim?
I'm coming. There we go.
I'm not seeing it.
It's not there yet.
It's there on my side.
Okay, so mine's probably just slow. If it doesn't show up, I'll reload it. So just a quick explanation to you and the viewers at home. What we have here. You are sitting next to one of our lovely Sphere of Annihilation trash chutes. Behind you is one of the water pails that you've noticed were just constantly refreshing with fresh water throughout. Ahead of you are several lit stovetops that look quite warm. On this counter in the center, you see another couple of gingerbread cookies that none of you made, as well as a couple of mugs of coffee and tea from your previous bake times, just sitting waiting for the oven, as well as more trash compactors and water sources.
So at least one of those is laced.
At least one of them is laced with your catnip whiskey. That is correct. And with that, turn on some fight music. And here we go. Let's have some fun. I would like initiative order. Patches, you're up first.
I sure am. Okay, well, Firebolt's got a range of 120 feet, so I'm gonna assume it can reach across the kitchen.
You are all shrunk, but mechanically, it is still 5 foot, and Roll20 does have that thing. Yes, you can shoot across the kitchen.
Oh yeah. I'm gonna scooch a little closer, and I'm going to Firebolt this one.
Which one?
The yellow unicorn.
The yellow unicorn, absolutely.
Alrighty.
That is that a save or to hit?
I thought it was a
I think Firebolt
a hit.
Yeah.
It's a okay. I hit the wrong thing. There we go.
Yeah.
That should
So
work. Oh, nope.
12 is going to miss as you step forward to the ledge, and you now see that from your perspective, it's about a 15-foot fall in your new scale down to the ground from this countertop. So there is like this canyon between the central island and this countertop that you're on now. So with that, the firebolt misses the brain cookie unicorn across the kitchen. And we go to Tasty. You're up next.
Hey, oh god, limbs. I don't know if you've seen the meme of like what baby centaurs look like, where it's the baby floppy head and the baby foal. That's kind of what Tasty looks like. Oh god! And I'm imagining that he's trying to get his bearings, but because centaurs tend to charge a lot, I'm picturing him just running full speed, pretty much as far as he can go.
Okay.
5, 6, 7, and like trying to whoa and stop in front of the fire.
Not getting into the fire would probably be a very good thing, yes. Up next is the purple unicorn. Purple unicorn is that one. Okay. Why did I make all the unicorns actually different? That was really dumb of me. But this unicorn will charge forward 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Coming around in range of our centaur friend. Grimmel.
Okay. Grimmel's not is getting used to his body. Suddenly he feels much stronger, but he also feels much stupider. So for right now, he's going to just kind of go at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And he's trying.
That is over the ledge. Are you jumping down to the floor?
Oh, that's a ledge. Oops, never mind. Okay, so never mind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go.
Okay.
And is he smart enough to not try to taste himself?
Make an intelligence roll for me, please, with your new barbarian stats.
Okay. Intelligence. Okay, that would be this one. That's a 3 minus 2 for a 1.
You look so tasty.
I'm tasty.
So he just kind of nibbles on his arm a little bit.
Cool. What's your strength modifier?
My strength modifier is +4.
So take 4 points of damage as you just...
Oh, okay.
And... Ow! Yummy! But ow!
Okay, so that's 4. There we go.
And that will bring us to our pink unicorn. Who is going to... What is the pink unicorn going to do? The pink unicorn is going to see the firebolt come in from the satyr. Yep, close enough. And it's going to fire one right back at the satyr. So that is an 8 to hit, Patches.
Oh no.
I'm going to assume
it
an
not
8.
hit.
Yeah, I kind of figured as much. And then is going to start moving forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. Coming up the other side. Halston, your turn.
Okay, damn. Doesn't expect me to move quickly. Alright, so Holston has been bait with confidence, so he feels confident in doing this. So he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and then he is going to do a vicious mockery on the purple unicorn.
Okay, that is a save, I believe.
It's a DC 13 wisdom save. As he says, "You're about to take a licking." Damage.
Rolled a natural. I rolled a 19.
Yeah, so you save.
Yep. The unicorn just kind of... There's a little bit of crackling and some crumbs fall as the unicorn head just kind of tilts over like, what? Apparently puns are lost on hags.
Fair. And with my bonus action, I will use my bardic inspiration to give inspiration to the centaur.
Okay.
I will say, "You've got this, Tasty. Go get them, Tiger."
Okay. Yellow's turn. Yellow is simply going to move forward. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. And then, yeah, it's going to take the dash action. To move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. And we'll simply stop there. Blue's turn. Blue is going to fire a poison ray at our centaur that's in front. And that is going to be a 13 to hit. Tasty.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Okay. Here's my usual rolls. The blue unicorn then starts coming up as well. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. We'll chill back there. Okay, and that takes us back to the top of the order. Patches.
Alrighty. Patches remembers mage armor and casts that on herself. So I don't know why it's rolling things it shouldn't, but yeah, my AC is now 16. Much better. And that is my action. I don't think I have much of my bonus actions. Nope. So I'm just gonna move closer.
Okay.
I'm gonna go here.
Okay. That will bring us to Tasty.
So I'm picturing Tasty still doesn't have a good control over his numerous limbs yet. So I'm picturing him trying to just move like even just one step forward to then attack, but him accidentally charging. So he's probably going to try to charge at purple. So I know he's going to go in and out of an attack of opportunity, but I'm picturing him just trying to get a charge in.
Okay, at purple? So are you going around yellow?
No, probably through.
Okay. So I'm going to... Yeah, let's do contested athletics checks to see if you can kind of shove your way past.
Yeah. Eight.
Okay.
That's okay. Longtime fans of this show know how I roll. I rolled a 2. So you still win. So yeah, you go ahead and shove your way past yellow. Okay. And get towards purple. Real quickly, I need you to make a charisma saving throw before you do anything else.
Okay.
Seven.
7.
As you approach and pass the yellow unicorn, there's this sense of dread that just washes over you. You have a minus D4 to all attacks and saving throws.
Beep.
So you may go ahead and do your charge attack, but it is at a -4.
Okay.
Or minus D4.
Yeah. So
You have the plus D6 if you so wish to use it as well.
yeah. So if it's a minus D4 plus D6.
It's still 2 separate rolls.
Exactly. Let me do it. So -3 plus 5. Not too bad.
So that's
plus 2. Hang on, sorry. Plus 2 plus 6.
Math.
Non-natural 20.
Nice. So yeah, that's gonna hit. Rolled some damage as you come charging in at this purple unicorn.
And also because I completed a charge, I also get a bonus free attack with my hooves.
Nice.
So I'm picturing him literally just flailing and kicking. I hit something!
Okay.
So it's gonna be 2 separate, 4, so it's gonna be 8 damage for the basic charge. And
Okay.
Then...
You need to roll attack again for the hooves. It's not a auto.
Yep. I'm flipping between my character sheet.
It's all good.
And then the hooves are only a plus... natural 20 for the hooves.
Wow, go for it.
So that's max damage, which is another 8.
I do double roll, so just roll the damage twice.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So, doink. All 1 and 3.
Sorry.
So that'll be... No. So it's, do I add the bonus once or twice? I'm forgetting.
You add the bonus
mechanics.
once, you do any dice, you roll twice.
Great, so it's still 8.
Still 8, okay. So, has 8 more damage as you come barreling towards this unicorn and just start hoofs flailing, bits of icing start flying off of this unicorn, some of it going into the fire and kind of slowly melting into the sputtering, burnt sugar, as we come to the purple unicorn's turn. So it's going to try and make a hoof attack against you. Jesus fucking Christ. And I rolled a 5 because that's what I do. It's what I'm best at.
Does not.
Yeah, I kind of figured. So yeah, 11 total is not going to hit. Well. Okay, then. Let's see here. Yep. Grimmel, your turn.
All right, so Grimmel, he's kind of mad that actually biting himself hurt, so he is going to rage.
Okay.
And then he's going to run up 1, 2, 3. That's 15 feet.
Okay.
And
as you enter the area of the yellow unicorn, I need a charisma saving throw.
Okay. Let's see how this goes. That's an 11.
That is a fail. As the dread gingerbread unicorn starts to fill your head with doubt. Add minus D4 to all attacks and saving throws, please.
Okay, minus D4. Okay. So he's going to take his axe, which Grimmel, while he was baking, he made them kind of out of like candy canes and sugar. So it's like this candy axe thing.
Nice.
And he swings it at the yellow unicorn. Let's see. That's a 9 minus 4, which is a 5.
Yep, that's gonna miss. Okay. Is that it for you?
That is going to be it for now. Yeah, that's gonna be it for now.
Pink is going to firebolt the thing that has become the biggest problem, which is gonna be the centaur. So that is...
Oh, no.
16 to hit. Tasty.
Nope, does not hit.
Really? What's your AC?
My AC is 19. Centaurs have a thing that if they're not wearing armor, they get an additional bonus of both their dexterity modifier and constitution modifier, and I can use a shield that doesn't count as armor, so I get benefits for being naked.
So our naked unicorn our naked centaur has a 19 AC.
Uh-huh. Attracts.
Okay, that's a thing. That's a thing.
Sorry.
As
he's a male
this
centaur,
unicorn
they might not want to hit him.
30. Will start to come around and block the other way. Holston.
That unicorn and Grimmel have scuppered my plans of yeeting that unicorn off the edge. So, Holston is going to... Can I try an acrobatics past the unicorn?
You can indeed, yes.
Okay, so I'm going to go 5, 10, and then acrobatics to try and get past.
Mm-hmm.
No,
you are... You kind of, with a nat 1, you kind of try to... And then you realize you're two-dimensional. So rather than, like, kicking off the back foot and turning to get the momentum over, you, like, kick off the back first and just, like, faceplant, almost impaling yourself on the sugar horn of the unicorn in front of you.
Oh no, cursed by cookie limbs. So in this case, Holston can do nothing else apart from stab with a rapier. A little cookie
Go for it.
Gingerbread rapier.
That's going to hit, though, with a 22.
Made out of a sugar shard? Made out of a sugar shard?
Yeah, just a sugar shard.
One of the hazelnut shards.
And that will be
That's an 8. 8 damage on the pink one. You got it.
Oh my god,
Okay.
the bard is doing better in melee than the barbarian.
The bard
Yes.
rogue wanted to get close to the barbarian so he could get the sneak attack.
Yellow's turn. And since Barbarian has now presented himself, actually, it's going to try and shove you off the edge. So I need contested athletics checks, please.
Okay.
As it swings its head to the side and tries to just club you off the side of the countertop.
Would this be considered a strength check?
It is an athletics check, so yes.
Okay, so I get advantage on those.
You don't need the advantage.
Okay. Do I still have the -4?
Yeah, this is not a save, so no.
Okay, so it is a 15.
I got 7. So as the unicorn just kind of tries to, you just easily block it and stand firm where you are. That will be Yellow's turn. That will then go to Blue, who is going to... Yeah, you're still the biggest problem. Is going to try and poison ray our tasty barbarian centaur friend.
What friend?
I rolled well. It's not a 20, but I'm still going to guess a 23 is going to hit.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. So you take 4 points of poison damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me, please.
And it's -4 to saving throws?
Correct. Negative D4. So you roll a D4 and subtract the result. So 3 minus whatever. 9. As this blast of what looks like green sprinkles blasts into your face, you see some of your frosting coating just start to bubble a little bit as the magic works its way in. You are poisoned until the blue unicorn's next round.
Okay.
And that will then go to Patches.
So Patches, having never tripped or fallen or had any dexterous problems at any point in her life because she used tabaxi, is somewhat charmed by the flailing centaur. And is going to help out and Sacred Flame the purple unicorn.
Okay, and that is
Or
a
not Sacred
save,
Flame,
I believe.
not Sacred Flame, Toll the Dead, yes.
Okay, wisdom
which
save?
is a wisdom save, yes.
That is 12.
And
DC 15,
my
nope.
DC is higher than that, and it's 7 points of necrotic damage.
To the purple one, you got it.
Purple one.
Okay. Math. Okay. Anything else?
Nope, I just definitely should have done different spells, that's all.
Same here.
Spells? What are spells?
Records?
Tasty.
He's starting to get control over his numerous limbs. He's starting to get there. So he's like holding his own shield for stability, like it's gonna help, and he's gonna take a 5-foot step, and actually only 5 feet this time, to here, and then he's gonna try to bash the unicorn in the face using his shield.
Okay. I would like you to make an acrobatics check as you try and weave your way between this unicorn and the flame next to you.
Yep.
Nat 20.
Natural 20.
For someone that's not used to having 4 legs, there's a surprising amount of agility as you just kind of, in your 2D form, weave the small gap between the unicorn and the fire next to you to get on its other side. Okay, go for whatever you're going to do, the shield bash.
Okay, so -3 plus, or so 1.
You don't get that every turn, so you do not get the
Oh,
plus
And
D6
the
anymore.
one-time use.
Okay, great. Thank you. I appreciate that. So it's still going to be -3. So it's only going to be plus that. 8.
An 8 is going to miss. So, and it's just like parried away with the sugar horn on front of this now starting to get battered unicorn. As we then go to the purple unicorn that you are now locked into combat with. As the purple unicorn rears back and tries to stomp you with its failing two-dimensional hooves. That is going to be not enough. That's an 18 to hit. One shy.
Oh.
Okay, that ends Purple Unicorn's turn. That means we go to Grimmel.
All right. How high is this ledge that we're standing
15 feet.
15 feet. Okay. So Grimmel is mad that this unicorn dared to try to throw him off the side of the ledge with like barely any like movement from Grimmel because he was so weak. So Grimmel's just gonna turn around and try to rage shove the unicorn off the ledge too.
Okay, same thing in reverse.
Okay, this is an athletics check?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, and I don't have this -4 yet, or...
Nope.
Okay, so that is a 17.
Yeah, easy. As you just reach over and shove this unicorn off, it falls to the ground, taking a little bit of fall damage as you see it kind of just almost not shatter, but just kind of a little bit goes away a little bit. Also, by the way, I forgot. Patches, you started within 10 feet of the yellow unicorn on your last turn. I need a charisma saving throw, please.
Well, thankfully that's my best one. Here's hoping. 14.
Is enough. You're fine. So, my screw-up didn't affect anything. Perfect. Okay, that is
It's
Grimmel's
still my
turn.
turn. Yes, it's
Yep.
still my turn. So now that the yellow unicorn's out of my way, I'm going to go forward 15 feet, and I'm going to use my frenzy attack bonus action against the purple unicorn.
Do you have to attack first to use frenzy attack?
On frenzy attack, you can make a single melee weapon attack as a bonus action on each of your turns after this one.
Yep. So if you went into... So after this one, so you use a bonus action to activate it, and then you can continue doing it.
Okay, so I'll just activate it.
Yeah, when you go into a frenzy rage, that's how that works.
Oh, so so there's rage and then there's frenzy. Okay,
Yep.
I got it. Okay. So I'm going into a frenzy.
Rah! As this two-dimensional barbarian kind of like side goes over. It's like total Paper Mario combat right now. It's great. That will bring us to the pink unicorn, who is now right next to our lovely rogue. As the pink unicorn rears up and starts striking at you, Halston, with its hooves. Jesus freaking Christ. 12 to hit.
That's a miss, thank God. 'Cause unlike some people, I don't have an AC of 19. So that's a miss.
I think I've rolled over 10 like twice so far for all of their attacks. Anyways, so that's that turn. Halston, it's now your turn.
Okay. Holston has get. Oh. Holston is going to take the action to disengage. And then he's going to go 5, 10, 15, 20.
Okay, as you move through the fire, you take 3 points of fire damage.
Okay. I will.
As you, icing gets a little singed from scorched and from the heat.
Gets caramelized. And then
Yes, you get a little caramelized.
25, 30.
Yep.
And that will be my turn, because that's all I can move.
Okay. That will then bring us to Yellow, who is now at the bottom. It's going to try and kind of like, almost like mountain goat style, like hop from drawer handle to drawer handle to try and climb their way back up. And that is going to be athletics check. Hey, I rolled well for that one. So as the unicorn kind of gets back up, that is their movement. And so they're going to use their action to dash next to our satyr friend. And that will bring us to Blue's Clues. Our blue unicorn friend is going to continue to try and blast things, and will go after the newcomer because they're not having much luck against the barbarian horde at the moment. So a poison blast of green sprinkles goes after the rogue for 20 to hit.
That's definitely going to hit.
Okay, so I need a Constitution saving throw, and you take 5 points of poison damage.
15.
But you do save. So you're not poisoned, but you do take 5 points of poison damage.
Okay, and I have taken that.
Okay, and that will then bring us to Patches.
Okay, So this little unicorn over here is getting way too close, and I don't have any friends by me. So I'm gonna
I also
yank out.
need you to make another charisma saving throw.
Yep. Come on. I'm good at this. I'm good at this. This is my good roll.
Oh, 26. Not a problem. The aura of dread just washes over your badass cat mentality. It's like, what?
So I'm not a fan of having this thing this close to me. So I am going to... My God. I'm gonna back up, and I'm gonna take the attack of opportunity.
Okay. And that is going to be a 20 to hit.
That does hit.
Okay. So that will be 8 points of bludgeoning damage as the hooves come down on top of you.
It's fine. And I'm going to double checking that this is my best move. Yeah, I'm gonna shatter. Gonna drop a shatter within 10 feet and not hit any of my buddies.
Okay.
No, it's Constitution 15.
Constitution 15.
the
And
unicorn.
where are you putting it? So you
Hanging
basically
out
can.
like here.
Okay. So you're only targeting yellow with that then?
Yeah, because I can't get. There's no way to get another one without also getting
Yeah.
either me or a friend,
Yeah. That is a save.
which is sad. Boo. Half damage.
Half damage. So that is 7 points of thunder damage on yellow. Okay. Let's see here. That will bring us to Tasty.
Can I do a perception check to see how heavy I think in relation to my newfound strength the ovens are, the burners?
Sorry?
So essentially,
What are you trying to do?
I want to knock one over onto a unicorn.
Okay.
Because
I'm gonna say no, these are more like fire pits rather than
Okay, good.
something you could, a brazier you could tip over or something.
Cool. Yeah, I thought they were braziers. Okay, that's totally fine.
That's because I used an icon for a brazier.
Fair.
Scandalous.
Okay. Then I will. I'm gonna take a 5-foot free step back, and then get a little bit more ramming speed and try to run forward again, and just try to bash purple
Okay.
again.
That doesn't actually change anything. I believe for the charge feature, you need to go 20 feet.
Yeah, it's. Oh yeah, that's totally true. There's no point. I wasn't gonna officially do
I mean,
a
if you-
charge as opposed to.
Yeah, if you want to do it for flavor, it just doesn't change any mechanics.
Yeah, let's do it for flavor.
Okay, as you rear back and come charging back in again.
And I still have that, so -3.
-3.
9.
9 is gonna miss. As you come charging back in next to the unicorn, and it just doesn't
Dunk.
do anything.
bonus
Okay.
at all for him being flanked? I didn't think. of that.
One, you're not the one flanking him, so you want to get the bonus
Yeah.
from it. And two, I don't tend to do flanking anyways, unless I've established it beforehand.
Fair.
Just it takes away from like pack tactics and some other things that creatures get. Okay, and that will then bring us to the purple one, who is now surrounded. That's fun.
Hello.
Hi. Purple is going to go after the one that it sees as the weakest. Halston.
Of course. That knew come my way.
And I rolled another
Underest-
4. I rolled another 4 for this.
Peril.
As this unicorn is just flailing and cannot hit anything, apparently, at this point.
2D mind in 2D world.
Oy. Grimmel.
So, yeah, Grimmel sees that the unicorn's just flailing at this point. So he's gonna just attack the unicorn with his axe. Let's see. I have an advantage because I'm raging.
Wait, you have advantage because you're raging?
Yes, wait. You gain advantage on straight. Oh, wait, no, I don't. Never mind.
Yeah, that's for reckless attack.
Yes, so that's still a 22 to hit.
Yeah, I think that hits.
Probably too, it's fine.
Okay, let's see. Plus 2 is 13 points of damage.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And then he's still angry that biting himself actually caused damage to himself, and he's mad that he can't taste the cookie anymore. So he's gonna take another swipe at the unicorn. That time it's only a 9.
That's gonna miss.
Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna real quickly switch out because my Bluetooth headphones are telling me that they're about out of battery, so things may go wonky on sound for just a second.
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
Do 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 Okay. One of you say something. Okay. That did not work. The funny part is I used to do sound for a living. Okay, try that again. No. Okay. Now I should be able to hear you all.
Can you hear us?
Can you hear us now?
Oh, fucking hell. There we go. Apparently Zoom had 3 different speakers that all were Realtek speaker outlets. Like, fucking hell. Anywho, I know, right? And now I need to make sure that you all are coming through as well. There we are. Now we're back in business. Okay, so we just left off with Grimmel, I believe, yes?
Yes.
Okay, it is now the pink unicorn's turn. And oh look, a satyr has joined the party. It's going to strike at the satyr friend with its hooves. And Jesus fucking Christ. It wasn't a 4. It was a 5.
Ooh, you're improving.
Attitude comes
improving.
through. A little bit of the catitude, and it's like, oh, please, come on.
Halston.
Great. I have the unicorns exactly where I want them. The Holston is going to move back 5, 10, he will take the heck opportunity. So go nuts.
Okay.
Roll your free.
Yeah.
Damn it!
19 to hit.
That will hit.
And that is from purple. So you take 6 points of bludgeoning damage, as well as come on, roll your dice. 6 points of necrotic damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
What qu'est-ce que c'est?
I know, this one can actually do a lot of damage. It just hasn't hit fucking anything. This is the first hit it's gotten, and it was the first one to engage. That is
14 contact.
That's enough. So you just take the 6 and 6 damage, so 12 total.
Yep, taking that. Starting to get flaky over here, but I am going to proceed to use my ability of Unsettling Words, which I will link in Beyond 20,
Okay.
to basically give the blue unicorn a minus d6 to its saving throw that it must make for my next turn.
Okay. So
At which point, that was a bonus action, I will now cast Thunderwave at level 2.
no, you can't, because the Whispers was a 3rd level spell, so you can't do.
No.
You would have to do a.
The unsettling word is a bard ability. It's not a spell. It's a level 3 College of Eloquence feature. but
Oh,
it's
I
not a
misread
spell.
that. My sincere apologies. When we
No, that's fine.
roll the subtract the number rolled. Okay. So that is a DC 13 con save. That
on the
wi-
2 in front of me.
On-
And it's a 15-foot cube in front of me. So
Okay.
these two here. So 2 con saves, please.
Absolutely. So that will be.
Didn't even need to use my unsettling words. Didn't even need to.
I rolled
But I
a
did.
1 and a 2. When I told you guys before we started that I, as a DM, roll like crap, I was not kidding.
So it's-
Oh my god, you got the
Okay.
Will Wheaton curse.
No kidding.
The wee curse. Well, the wonderful thing is they both take 14 thunder damage,
Okay.
and they are pushed 10 feet away from me. That blue unicorn is getting yeeted off the table.
Yes, he is. So
The purple can't move, unfortunately. So
Right.
the purple stays where it is, but the blue is going flying.
yep. For a total of 2 more bludgeoning damage to it.
Purple one just kind of bounces off me.
The purple
Yeah,
one's
it
not
bounces
looking
off those-
great right now.
those pecs.
Which is a shame because it's one of the best damage dealers if it can hit. That will then bring us to yellow.
Yep.
Who? Yeah, you're the biggest issue, so it's gonna try and come over and help here, and strike with its hooves, which will do 21 to hit.
That hits.
Okay, so yellow is going to do 2d6 plus 3. 12 points of bludgeoning damage. You're raging, so that's reduced to 6.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, and then blue's turn.
What you doing down there, Blue?
It's going to make an athletics check to try and climb up as well, and actually does it really well. And is actually going to climb up onto this island with their movement. So it will then fire its poison blast over at the thing that just yeeted it off the table. So that... Oh, that's only an 8 to hit, though, because of course it is.
That's fine. I'll take that 8 to hit, and it's a miss.
Yep, I figured as much. Patches, my dear.
Alrighty, I don't like being in melee combat, so once again, taking that attack of opportunity so that I can actually use my spells.
That is going to be a 22 to hit.
That does hit.
So that is going to be 11 points of bludgeoning damage, as well as 10 points of fire damage. As this particular
Okay.
unicorn, as you saw from its fire spell early, seems to have some sort of fire elemental thing with it. And as the hooves hit the back of your body as you're turning to run, that just kind of scorches and caramelizes along the back edge of the cookie.
Cool. I need another DC 15 Wisdom save from this annoying cookie.
Which one?
From the pink.
From Pink. DC 15 from Pink. That is a fail.
Nice.
That is 8 points of damage from Pink. Okay.
Sweet.
Tasty.
Tasty is really angry that his attempted shield bashes have done nothing, so he's not going to know what to call it, but he's going into a rage.
Okay.
And he's frantically hacking with his light hammers. Whee! So,
So -1.
yep. And then- Only a 15? Wah.
15 still hits.
Yes!
No.
So that's going to be... Can't remember. So it's going to be 7 damage.
7. This purple unicorn is on its last legs, almost literally, as all that's really left of this unicorn right now is like head, neck, and like the hooves. Most of the body is just gone. So that will then bring us to the purple unicorn. I hate you all. But it's going to go after... I think it's going to go after our half-naked, or well, they're both half-naked barbarian friends.
Half-naked.
Grimmel's been the bigger issue, so it's going to try its hoof attack against Grimmel. 23 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. So that is 15 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to 7. And then... Wow, 15 points of necrotic damage, which is
Jesus
not
Christ.
reduced.
So 15, so 20, oh, Jesus Christ.
22 total, yeah. A roll near maximum on both of those. So at least if it's going out with at least one good hit. Speaking of Grimmel, your turn.
Oh, Gribble's pissed now. He's just going to obliterate this purple unicorn. Let's see. That's a nat 20, so...
Okay. So the minus d4 doesn't matter. I'm not going to make you roll damage because it has 2 HP left.
Okay.
So what weapon do you have right now?
I have the candy axe thing.
Oh, right, the candy axe. As you just come down with the axe, and it is almost like somebody dropped a grenade on a cookie. It is just a shower of crumbs and icing and sprinkles and sugar shards that go everywhere. Some of them sizzling in the fire next to you, some dropping down as crumbs to the floor, as the purple unicorn of death is no more.
Can I try to catch some in my mouth while it's like going everywhere?
Sure, make a dex check for me, please.
Cookie.
That would be a 18.
Yeah, as you catch the unicorn of death cookie crumbs in your mouth, I need you to make a constitution saving throw for me, please, at a minus 1d4.
Okay. Constitution saving.
Silly barbarian. Cookies aren't for you.
No, 1d4. Let's see. Okay, that would be a 10.
10. As you are chowing down on the crummy remains of your first victim in this battle, your cookie body starts to not feel so good.
Oh no!
Oh!
You are poisoned for the next minute.
Okay, I guess that's what wins the cookie.
That's how the cookie crumbles.
I'll pick a really bad cookie and I think we win.
As you succumb to the gingerbread doom effect of this cookie. Oh, that just made me happy. Okay, it is now the pink unicorn's turn. As I double check what poison condition does, because for some reason that one always escapes me.
Disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks.
Thank you. I knew it was disadvantage on some things, I just always forget what it is. But not saving throws, just attack rolls and ability checks.
Not saving throws, attack rolls, and ability checks.
Okay.
As well, but
Nope, I just got it.
Sure.
Pink is going to come up and continue its fiery assault on our satyr friend. So that will be I rolled a 3, so that's a 9 to hit.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I scoff.
Anyways, that will then bring us to Halston.
Okay, Holston is going to go 5. Can I look and see? Can I do a perception check to see which cookie unicorn looks the most crumbled?
Yes.
And that will be 23.
The yellow looks like it's taken some damage.
That's good to know. So I'm going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25.
Mm-hmm.
I am then going to cast Healing Word on... That's not level 2, it's going to be level 1. But I rolled level 2 for some reason, so we'll do it as that. On our satyr friend, so throw some sprinkles on our satyr for 10 points of healing.
Mm-hmm. As there's a shower of icing and sprinkles that shoots over the flames and just kind of like melds itself to the satyr body, repairing some of the damage you've taken.
Yep. And then I'm going to cast Vicious Mockery on the yellow one. The DC 13 wisdom save.
On the yellow one, that is a fail.
Thanks.
Okay, so 2 points of psychic damage and it's disadvantage on its next attack roll.
Okay. Cool.
You're getting creamed.
Oh.
No.
It is now the yellow one's turn. It's going to attack Grimmel because not a lot else for it to do right now. And that will be at disadvantage. So that will be just a 12 to hit for Grimmel.
That misses.
Yeah, I figured. So that's yellow's turn. Blue. You're going to be a problem. It's going to fire again at our rogue bard friend, at Halston.
I'll do it.
That is a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay. Constitution saving throws. You take 6 more poison damage.
21 for the con save.
So you're not poisoned.
Good to know.
But you still take 6 points of poison damage.
I am very badly hurt.
Okay. As we then go to the top of the round again. Round 5. Patches.
I am going to use a sorcery point.
Okay.
And twin a spell. I'm going to twin Toll the Dead, and I'm attacking both pink and yellow.
Okay, so that is 2 will saves from pink and yellow. That is from pink is going to be a 16 and then a 6 for yellow.
So the first one succeeded, unfortunately.
Okay, so pink succeeds.
That's annoying.
Yellow does not.
Yellow does not.
Okay.
11 points of damage.
Okay, and I need you to do another charisma saving throw, please.
Okay. Yep.
24. You're rolling well on those. Nicely done. Okay, as we then go to, the yellow unicorns. Starting to look beat up. There's a lot of crumbs missing, a lot of icing patches melted away. Not looking great. Tasty.
I think you guys got these covered. Blue is being a meanie, so I'm going around the yellow so I don't have to do the thingy.
So, okay.
I'm gonna move down here, and I have 2 throwing hammers.
Okay.
Can I attempt to light one on fire and before I throw it at him?
What's it made out of?
What would I have made this out of for his hammers?
It's a lot of marshmallow.
I would imagine it would be work.
It would be what?
Sugar work.
I mean, you lean back and it just kind of melts a little bit.
Okay. Then no. Then I'll just throw it.
Okay.
Worth a shot.
Yeah. I like the idea.
Weird. Damn, if I'd only used the marzipan.
And it's still minus D4, by the way.
Yep. The -3 plus the frenzy. So it's 1.
7.
It goes ba-ding-ding into the alley.
You throw it, and because of the 2-dimensional unicorn, if it was 3-dimensional, you totally would have hit it, but because it's 2-dimensional, it just kind of whiffs just to the side. As we then go to... purple is out, so we go straight to Gremmel.
All right.
Nice.
So, okay. He sees that the yellow one's right there. It already hit him, so he's still mad, and so he's going to make a reckless attack against it. So I think I was at disadvantage. So do I just roll straight now?
Yeah, it would just be a straight roll because the poison and the reckless balance.
Okay.
Once in your life, Tim, roll straight.
Okay. Do I still have the negative
Yes.
4? Okay.
That lasts for a minute.
Okay. So 20, so 17 to hit.
Jesus, yeah, that still hits.
Okay. Alright, so let's... Okay. So that would be 14.
14 damage. Wow, yeah.
Yes.
You take a huge chunk out of this unicorn.
Okay. And since I'm already frenzied, I'm gonna make yet another attack. Is that still?
It's still a straight roll, yes.
Okay, there we go.
But you still have the minus D4 as well.
That one's not as good. That one's a 6.
That's gonna miss. Okay.
Gribble's just so mad.
Pinky is up. Pinky is gonna continue its attempted and mostly failed assault on our Seder cookie patches. That is...
Please tell me he falls into the fire.
No, I don't do critical botches.
Peter, I do have to ask,
Yeah.
how do you manage to make weighted dice via Roll20? Like, how do you do it?
don't know, but I've been doing it for a year on this stream. A year. I don't do deadly encounters anymore for my guys because deadly just means, oh, this will take a few minutes. It has to go past that. Because nothing hits. Anyways. I don't know what else I expected out of that one. Halston, you're up.
Austin is going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. He's going to first of all healing word himself because he needs some sweet healing. So 6 points back of health.
Okay.
Add them. Math hard. Okay, and finally I'm going to stab with my Sugar Shard Rapier,
Go for it.
which is a 10, and you don't do flanking, so
No.
10.
Yep, so it's just 10, and that's going to miss, unfortunately.
That's fine.
Okay.
Start poking and not hard enough.
Okay. That will bring us to Yellow, who is just gonna try and fail.
Gribble just kind of brushes it off again. Just
That was a 3. Jesus Christ. Blue is going to go now and is... So many options. I think Yellow's in the most trouble, so it's going to try and help Yellow out and go for Gremmel. 21 to hit.
that hits.
Yeah, you're already poisoned, so I'm not going to make you try and do the save for that. Oh, fucking hell. 2 points of poison damage.
Yay!
At least it's not halved.
I'm still at double digits.
Oh my god.
I've only taken 4 points of damage.
Well, you have 19...
I took a wallop, but I've been healed.
You have 19 AC, and you have me rolling against you.
Just win by yourself.
Anyways, so that is Blue's turn. So that will take us back to the start of the next round.
I am going to use
which point? Hold on.
Oh.
At which point? Actually, this would be on initiative count 20, and players win ties. So Patches, you are up right now. First of all, a charisma saving throw, because you're still in that aura.
I sure am, and I feel like I don't even know what's going on.
Yeah,
It's
you've just
like,
not noticed it.
Yep. Nope. Everything's great.
26 again.
Yep. I'm going to use 2 sorcery skill points and twin a Tasha's Mind Whip to attack both pink and yellow.
Okay.
So that's going to be 15 intelligence save.
15 intelligence save. That is... One of them's a natural 1, and one of them is a total 7. So I think they both fail.
Do you want me to roll separately or just use...
Just roll 1.
For damage? Okay. Cool. Nice.
And with that, Pink takes a hit off of this Mind Whip. I'm assuming this is psychic damage, correct?
It is psychic damage, and on the next turn, they must choose whether they get a move, an action, or a bonus action. Only gets 1 of the 3.
Oh, wow, okay. So Pink takes a wallop from that, and Yellow just kind of stumbles a bit and falls into the fire pit. And is gone.
Ooh, does it smell like cooking cookies now?
It smells like burnt cookies right now.
Okay.
Grimmel, don't eat these ones.
But they were tasty.
Yes, jump into the fire, Grimmel. Try and eat that one. Maybe it'll level the playing field a little bit. That will then bring us to... I just realized Yellow had advantage on its attack against you, Grimmel, because you recklessly attacked that time.
Oh, okay.
I'm curious just because I want something to hit. Nope, that's a natural 1. Blue would have with the poison spray as well. Actually, 16. Oh, that hit though. What am I talking about? That's fine.
Yeah, that already hit.
Yeah.
It doesn't get to hit twice. But of course, natural 1. So,
Strax.
moving right along. Sigh. Grimmel! Or sorry, not Grimmel. Elmistra. This is taking far too long, darlings. Let's make this slightly more exciting. And the 3 cookies that had been in this cutting board in the island start to move. As the first one gets up, that is the... Okay. And they're going to target basically whatever's closest, which at the moment is our rogue and the blue unicorn. This guy is going to take its speed of 30, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and action to get right up next to a blue unicorn here. The other one is going to come up here. And then, which one of you is closer? You are, Halston.
Rigor Morris.
And it is going to cast Spiritual Weapon.
Oh.
So, that is, as you get up there, and this apparently BDSM gingerbread cookie runs up, and there is a licorice...
Normal sentence.
Yeah. That's a totally normal sentence, of course. There is a licorice whip that appears over you, Halston. That is going to attack with that modifier. Too many papers. That is not a lot. Yeah, that's a 10 to hit, so I'm going to guess that misses.
That's a miss.
Yeah. And then the last cookie is going to come up. Which one is closest total? Halston's 40. Yeah, Halston still. Is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And just needs to be within 30. Whoop. Yep. So, it's going to cast Thorn Whip on Halston.
Oh,
As
Oh no.
as this cookie takes off this like icing pink boa that it had and whips it out towards you to try and wrap around you and pull you down into the canyon between these two areas. So that is a melee spell attack, which is going to be that's a 15 to hit.
That will hit.
Okay.
I thought full whip was only 10-foot reach. Oh no, it's 30 feet. Oh, you're right. Oh god.
Yeah, it's
no,
a 30 feet reach. And pulls
no.
10 feet closer to the caster. So first of all, you take 5 points of piercing damage as the apparently sharp feathers of this decorative boa wrap around you. And then you are yanked 10 feet closer to here, where you then fall and take... full damage. 6 points of bludgeoning damage as you fall to the ground.
Thank Jiminy Christmas that I healed myself.
You're still
I'm
up.
barely together. Barely
Okay.
together.
I guess that's how the cookie crumbles.
Shambles.
Finish this quickly, darlings, before I finish it for you. The audience is growing bored. And that will now bring us to Tasty
Let's ask the audience.
and her cat.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's all
Karen
good.
wanted to give me action.
So I have 2 unicorns left, as well as apparently a neutral party that's just attacking whatever's closest.
Neutral, yeah,
Yeah.
attack me twice.
You are closest.
Yeah, I feel like I'm trying to decide before the other cookies activated. I was gonna try to jump the canyon. I don't know if I want to bring myself closer to 3 things that could just start attacking me. I am gonna go ahead and try to throw my other hammer at it.
Go for it. Oh, not one. The other hammer goes wide, and it just kind of... And the sugar work on it just shatters on the floor, not even landing on the counter. Halston, you actually get a little bit of the sugar shrapnel over towards your way.
Nice.
I'm like ashamed, and so I'm gonna move afterwards, and just like just go down up here.
Okay. Blue is seeing which the way the wind is blowing, and is going to try and jump the gap, which actually I think it can do. Yeah, it should be able to just do that with that roll. It uses its entire movement to just jump the gap and get away from whatever the hell that thing was about to do to it. And fire another poison blast at Grimmel. Why not?
Ugh.
That is an 18 to hit.
Yep, that hits.
Okay, you don't have to roll for poison because you're already poisoned. 8 points of poison damage.
Ooh, Grimble's not looking so good.
Blue has taken very little damage at this point. Just to let you guys
Screw
know.
you, Blue.
Patches!
Screw you, Blue.
All right. So Patches is seeing what's going on and is going to toll the dead on the pink one.
Go for it. That is a wisdom save.
15 wisdom, yeah.
That's a 3.
Nice. So that's gonna be max damage,
12. Nice.
12 points, and then is going to use the last sorcery point to twin a healing word for both our fallen bard and poor Gremmel.
Okay, go for it.
Hey.
For a whole 6 points.
It's something. Oh, God.
Yeah, no kidding.
That is that is something.
And I'll do the little licorice whip thing that was over here is now there. That's a whip. Just go for it.
Cool, got it. Black licorice, that's the worst.
Yeah. So that will then bring us to the gingerbread trio's turn. The berserker is going to try to jump the gap
DM.
as well. Yes.
Wait,
Did I skip people?
Yeah, I think you skipped me.
And you skip me.
I skipped like everything. I just went straight from Tasty back to Patches. I just realized that.
Yeah.
We don't
No.
forget terms.
I went Tasty to Blue to Patches. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I was like, what? I
Grimmel,
went after.
your turn.
Okay. All right, so Grimmel now has a new target since he's now mad at the blue unicorn. So he goes 5, 10, 15, 20. And thankfully, the unicorn is now on this side of the table. So he's going to do another, what's it called? Reckless attack.
Okay.
Because he's still poisoned.
Mm-hmm.
And then that would be...
The minus D4 still sticks around.
Oh, yeah, even after it's dead?
Mm-hmm. It lasts for a minute.
Okay, so that would be 17 to hit.
That hits.
Okay. That would be a 14 points of damage.
Whew. Okay.
Okay, and he's absolutely furious that he's down so low because of this blue unicorn, so he's striking again.
Okay.
That's not hit.
Okay. That comes to the pink unicorn's turn because I skipped them before. They're going to take a step back away from whatever these new things are and attack the satyr. That's
I can interrupt GM, I apologize. Patches had done a Tasha's Mind Whip, so it has to choose move, action, or bonus action. It cannot do more than one.
they both failed from that one, you're right. So yes, so it's just going to stay in attack then because it's annoyed. 14 to hit.
I glare.
Yep, I figured as much.
Except it doesn't quite work because it's a satyr, not a cat.
Yeah. You glare as a satyr, which somehow just comes out adorable. So that's Pink's. Halston, your turn.
Okay, Halston is going to use a spell slot to Healing Word our Barbarian, so Grimwald can get 5 points of healing.
Yay, thank you.
You're welcome. And then he is going to go under the table, 5, 10.
So it's a kitchen island. There's not an under. It's like drawers and everything else there.
Okay, I'm going to press myself against you then, and I would like to do the hide action if I can, please.
Absolutely. Make a stealth check, please.
Which, oh, for God's sake, I have expertise on that as well. That's a 10.
That's a 10. Okay. So... Passive...
Gosh darn it, I tried.
Yep, passive perception on these guys. Okay. Moving right along. Now we're back to the beginning. That should be Patches. You did your thing, so we're going to move to Tasty now.
Question, is the whip that's on the floor, is it just sitting there, or is it still partially attached to one of the gingerbread people?
This one?
Yeah.
That is that's just floating in the air.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if I could go over and pick it up and try to use it.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I am going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And just hooves attack Pink Unicorn.
Okay, go for it.
3, 7.
5 to hit. It's going to miss.
I'm rolling like you.
There has to be some cosmic balance. All right, that is Tasty's turn. Actually, before Tasty should have been the... Jesus Christ. Too much stuff. And my brain is melting because it's too warm here. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it. So, Gingerbread Trio. That should have gone before Tasty, but that's okay. Yep. Muscle Man is going to jump across. Dex strength modifier does not need to roll for that. Nope. And is going to make a reckless attack on the blue unicorn. And that is that's going to be a hit. Doing not a lot, but that's okay. 6 points of damage. As this muscular gingerbread cookie just runs and jumps across and just double axe handles the blue unicorn as it comes down, sending sprinkles and crumbs flying. The BDSM guy, for a bonus action, is going to move the whip closer to the pink unicorn, because now it's closest to that, and make an attack on that. That is going to hit. So that is spiritual weapon. That is 1d8 plus something, not a lot for him.
Spell modifier.
Yeah, I know. I'm just double checking the spell modifier. It's crap. It's 1. So.
Oh my.
Yeah.
That is bad.
So that is a d8 plus 1, 4 points of damage to Pinky. Hey, it's damage. That's not against you guys. Then.
I'll take it.
Yeah, I know, right? Then the guy will use his main action, as he knows where you are. Is going to cast Sacred Flame on the bard. I need a Wisdom saving throw, please.
What's Sacred Flame with Dex?
You're right. It's Dexterity saving throw. I've been listening to Toll the Dead this whole time.
Well, made 22.
22 easily makes it not a problem.
I burned.
Then the boa-wearing pink lady. Is going to try to pull the pink unicorn down, do the exact same trick. So it's going to try and Thorn Whip El Pinko there. That is going to be a miss, because I'm back to my normal rolling. So that is the end of... That was another 3.
You got one of us, though.
Yeah. So that'll be the end of their turns, and that will then bring us to Tasty. I did your turn early, so that goes to Grimmel next.
All right. So Grimmel's still right there next to this unicorn that he just can't seem to murder. So he's gonna do another reckless attack.
Go for it. Straight roll.
That would be a natural 20.
Wow, nice. So double your dice.
Okay. So. Okay. Okay, that's that. That's still only a 12.
12. Hey, it's something.
Okay.
It's starting to look really rough.
Okay, and he's gonna try offing this stupid unicorn again with another hit.
Go for it.
That would be still -4. It would be
Still the minus D4.
Minus
Minus
a
a
D4?
D4, not 4.
Okay.
It's essentially the same thing as Bane.
Okay. Oh, that would be a 13.
13's gonna miss.
Damn. I can't hit this stupid second attack for
Okay, that goes to the pink unicorn. That is weirdly surrounded right now.
Down.
Nope, it's gonna take the disengage action. And 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and right around this way. So it's as far away from the newcomers as possible. That will then bring us to Pink Halston.
Okie dokie. Halston is going to use his last spell slot to try and keep people alive because he is not doing well. So he is going to cast Healing Word on the Barbarian.
Okay.
Again, so 4 points of healing.
Yay.
And because I healed the theater earlier and Tasty is basically invincible. So 4 points of healing, and then I'm going to Vicious Mockery the pink one.
Okay. Do you need Sightline?
Oh yeah, you can see within range. So yes, in that
You
case,
cannot see them. You're too far down.
Can I see the blue?
Yes, it's right on the edge, so that's fine. So
That's
Vicious
fine. I will target
Mockery.
the blue then.
That is my usual. I rolled a 3 again.
Yep.
So
Disadvantage on
I'm
the
going
next
to
attack roll.
pound you into dust.
so 4 points against blue, and disadvantage on next attack.
I love Vicious Mockery. It is my
Such a
favorite
great
spell.
spell. Speaking of blue,
Wonderful spell.
it is now blue's turn, and it's kind of stuck. It's gonna go against Grimmel though. So it's a straight roll because you used Reckless, so it'd be advantage, but Vicious Mockery, so disadvantage. So straight roll against Grimmel. That is a 14 to hit.
That just misses.
Oh, okay.
Peace.
That is Blue's turn because they're kind of stuck between a pit, fire, and two big guys. So that will then go to Patches.
Okay. Patches is gonna look at this pink unicorn that they've been tangling with and be like, yeah, backing away doesn't really help against me. Another Toll of Dead, 15 wisdom.
You got it. That is a 15 saves.
Oh, okay.
Dang it.
I've rolled well finally.
Well then. I'm gonna move here.
Okay. Gingerbread Trio. Muscles is gonna attack our blue unicorn. That's a 19 on the roll. So that is definitely gonna hit for full damage. And that will be enough as this muscular gingerbread cookie just again kind of like pirouette spins because again, two-dimensional figure, and like hammers the unicorn into the fire pit. And it is gone. Of course, that means Grimmel's now the closest creature to it for the next turn. Now then, Tasty, you are now the closest to the spiritual weapon, which is going to be, wow, that's actually a 21 to hit.
Oh, wow.
You hit him! Oh god!
That is going to be 2 points of bludgeoning damage, reduced to 1 because you're raging. 19 for the attack, 1 for the damage. Okay. Then it is actually going to just drop down and take the damage from that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
I'm in danger.
It actually takes quite a bit. Like, you see one of the legs just shatter. But will then use its speed, 5, 10, 15, 20, yep, can get up there, and use its action to cast Inflict Wounds on...
I am in danger. I am very much in danger.
Okay, that is going to be a... No, you're not. Remember who's rolling against you. That is a 6 plus 3, 9 to hit.
That is a miss.
Yeah, I figured as much. Okay, so that's the Leather Daddy. And finally, the pink boa girl there's nobody. Actually, there is somebody that she can pull off because it is a 10-foot move. So she is going to try and Thorn Whip Tasty. And rolls a 9, so that's gonna miss our barbarian with a 19 AC. Jesus, 19 AC at level 4.
There's a way to make a Warforged cleric that has a 20 AC at level 1.
Jesus Christ.
Because of course there is. Tasty, speaking of, it's now your turn.
Is it pretty obvious that you're pretty hurt down here facing the Leather Daddy?
I'll manage. I'm still together.
Tasty, make a intelligence check, please.
Okay. Could be worked. Where did you go? Sorry, I lost my window.
It's all good.
15?
15 is easy enough. You get the sense that the other cookies came along to hurry things up. They're not necessarily a enemy you have to defeat.
Got you. Okay. I was more worried that if he kept taking damage, I'm like, no.
Yeah, that might happen too.
Okay. I'm going to, because I have to charge in a straight line, so that's not going to move. That's not going to work.
Well, you could take fire damage and do it.
I still have temporary hit points. Okay.
You still have your temporary hit points?
I still have 4.
Oh my god.
The rest of us falling to pieces, and he's like, I'm not even bothered.
I have so many legs.
So I'm gonna decide to charge straight through the fire, and I'm gonna go, I never minded a little creme brulee. And then...
Okay. So as you go through the 2 different fires, you take 7 points of fire damage. That's not halved. And do your charge attack.
Yay! Temporary hit points gone.
Woo!
So,
I love it.
Nope, it's still that. 19?
Definitely hits.
Uh, 5 damage.
Okay. And I believe you have a bonus attack too.
Sorry,
Because you
yes,
charged.
it's 5. Yes, it's 5, and then I get the bonus attack, which is still... So, -1 this time, which is good, so doink doink. 12 to hit.
Gonna miss. Sorry.
Eh?
Grimmel, it's now your turn. There's one evil unicorn left.
Yes, but Grimmel is in a similar situation because he has the gingerbread barbarian right in front of him and the unicorn right behind him, and he's, you know, Grimmel. Cookie Grimmel. He's dumb. He doesn't know
Yes.
which one he should go after.
This is true.
So, can I roll to see whether Grimmel would realize that going after the unicorn would be the correct option?
Make an intelligence check, please.
Okay.
This will be funny.
Oh, he rolled a 13.
That's good enough. Yeah, the unicorns were the main things, and they hurt.
Okay. So Grimmel is going to turn around and just go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And just like kind of jump at the unicorn and try to like
Go for it.
swipe down with a reckless attack because he's still poison. That would be a minus the d4. Okay, that would be that's a 17 to hit.
That'll hit.
Okay. And the 9 plus 2 is 11 points damage.
Okay. That cookie's about to crumble.
All right. So after Grimmel lands for his first swipe, he's gonna like spin around and try to like lop off the unicorn's head with a second attack. Let's hope that I actually hit the second attack once. Oh yay! Okay, that's the 24. We win without the -4, so that's like at max that's a 20.
Oh yeah, that's gonna hit.
Okay, and then that's another 14 points of damage.
How would you like to destroy this unicorn?
Okay. So Grimmel like spins around and aims his sugar axe like right where the neck of the unicorn would be, and just like off with his head.
As you do that, this kind of fire-infused unicorn, the head goes flying, and as it does, there is just the smell of burning, as the entire cookie back of it just chars, and the icing on it melts off, and the horn just kind of melts into drips of sugar as it kind of skids to a halt past Tasty. And with that, you hear Elmistra's booming voice again. That was fantastic! I knew I had picked all 4 of the correct champions. Well, 3.5 of the correct champions. As you are all suddenly, you get this almost like whiplash motion. As you find yourselves back in the kitchen arena where you had been. And looking to the side, you see the 4 bodies of the hags, all, instead of resting peacefully, just kind of slumped over and clearly lifeless at this point.
Damn, we're murderers, oh god.
My dears, you have saved multiple small villages from these nuisances. Like, I knew you would. I knew you would be fantastic. Now then, about your prize. I can send you all back now, or really? And turns towards the audience. What do you think, audience? Should we send them with something special? And the audience, you just see, you can't hear it, but you see all of them. And you see in the back, there's that one person that had the Go Hag sign that's just kind of dejectedly walking to the bar. And you have the one person with no name had it crossed out and has Halston written on it.
Oh, yay!
Personal victory!
So, what can I do for you all before I send you back? One thing each. Anything you would like.
Grimmel,
Can I get off probation?
Absolutely!
Make that happen?
And he claps his hands, and you watch as there's this tiny little tinkle, 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 as your little bell just kind of rolls away from your ankle.
Hey, back in business, baby.
Just one-time offer. If you get in trouble again, not my fault.
Okay, that's
Well,
fair.
probably not my fault, at least. And you, my little gremlin horsey friend, would you like those legs we talked about?
Yeah, maybe. Is it doable? That was fun.
Oh, it's much easier than fixing probation. I mean, I have to wipe the memories of so many people to do that. But for you, that's so easy. And it just snaps his fingers, and kind of your injured leg that had this kind of Magitech prosthesis on it, there's a little crunch and a crack. It's not painful, but it's a little odd. And then you look down and kind of shake your leg and wiggle your toes, and your legs back to normal. And you kind of take a few steps
Jumping up and down.
Yeah.
He starts just jumping up and down, flailing like the baby centaur did. And he's dramatic.
And for you two, what would you like?
Well, Grimmel just just hops back on his stilts and puts his robe back on and puts the 2 carrots that he was using as tusks back in his mouth. and he just says, can we just make sure everybody there at the wedding just forget that ever happened?
Why, darling?
Well, my reputation would be quite ruined after this whole debacle.
You're worried about your reputation, are you?
Just a little bit.
I can take care of that for you. Don't worry. And you, boring one, please ask for something interesting. Ask for a castle, ask for a dragon, I don't care. Just ask for something interesting.
Well, I'm so tempted to be like, I love a new cast iron, but no, I can't. I just new whisk. And, I've always wanted to have power, and I work for the Lord because I want to move up in the world, so maybe I could be the Lord. And I get to boss people around. And I get to control things.
Oh,
That would be nice.
you are going to be a nuisance for your people. I can already tell. I am so happy. Of course, not a problem. And with that, he takes his boa off of his shoulders again. Come. It's easier if I do it once.
Okay, and
Grimmel hobbles over.
And as you come over, and just snaps his fingers, and Grimmel, all of your accoutrement just disappears. And you kind of crash to the floor as he whips the boa around you. We're going to epilogue really quickly, because I promised one of you I'd be out of here by 3, and we're a little past that. So in the order that we did our intros, Tasty, you indeed get your wish. Your leg is as good as new, and you head back to the Silver Unicorn, practically running around the kitchen now without a problem or care, hopping up onto stools to make your famous pastries, and even joining in some dancing in the tavern every once in a while.
Aww.
Grimmel, you pop back to your wedding that you were just at just a moment ago. Except for it's just a hair earlier in time. Nothing popping out of the cake. As Lady Sperant, the owner of the Hawkman Tower, this majestic, colossal estate that towers in the sky of Waterdeep. And welcome the famous Goblin Chef of Waterdeep, renowned throughout the lands. Due our respect, presenting Master Grimmel. As the entire audience applauds for you in your goblin form as you present your cake. Alston, you come back into the kitchen where you had left a moment before. And sitting at the table is your former lord in peasant clothes. My lord, I'm so sorry. The breads are not ready yet. If you would like one, we have some stale ones. I know they're not to your usual taste, but that's all that's really ready right now. You're up so early.
That's not a problem. I'm sure it can be solved with a quick stay in the dungeon.
Not the dungeon again. Not the dungeon again.
You peasants must learn your face until
Oh my god, you created a monster.
Oh
Patches. You find yourself back in the dressing room of the Monocle Club, waiting for, with bag of cookies in hand, surrounded by acid splash and acid arrow and color of spray, as they are just fawning over your cookies. And Elmistra walks in from the stage door. That, my dear, was the best show we have had in ages.
I'm honored. I start handing out business cards. Late night delivery.
Let's talk. And with that, we close our adventure for the evening.
Yay! That was
Thank you
so
all.
much fun.
Very much
So much fun.
for going along with my bonkers plan.
I love it.
So, like I said, I have so many people to thank for this, because there's a lot of artwork that you saw in here that I borrowed from everywhere, that they graciously let us use. So first of all, again, Oliver, find him on Twitter at deathbybadger. He makes all sorts of stuff. Find him on DM's Guild. He does random crazy stuff as well as some more serious focused stuff, frequently with a kind of a queer bent to it, sometimes very bluntly a queer bent to it, and is overall just a fantastic person to talk to on Twitter. So go check him out and then go buy his stuff on DM's Guild. You can find his book Queer Coded, which was actually where we picked up a lot of the stuff here. Xanathar, the brunch holder, as well as Elmistra, the drag queen persona of Elminster, are both from this book, as well as a queer-coded Tiamat, Vecna, Raven Queen. It's brilliant. Please go check it out. The other book that we used for this is called Unbridled, like I said before. It was released last year and features a bunch of hags and unicorns, including a hag that creates the gingerbread unicorns of the apocalypse, which our quartet here fought at the very end. Shout out to Jackie, who can be found at Kaito_Asuke, Kaito_ASUKE. Those were his creations, their creations, sorry, because I don't know. They're fun. Check out that particular story from Unbridled. A couple artists to point out: Jennifer at Artist Jen, Genn, not J, Artist Jen with a G, created the fabulous Elmistra art that we saw. Kayleigh, can be found on Twitter at Chepeku, CZEPEKU, created the artwork for the Monocle Club that we briefly cameoed into. Lore, who can be found at Crit_Lore, Lore, created the brunch holder Xanathar that we saw, and is also up on the screen right now as the cover for the Queer Coded book. Kevin Miller, who can be found at KevinDNG, does a bunch of tokens, did the unicorn cookie tokens that we had at the end. Those also part of the Unbridled set. Seriously, I said there are a lot of these guys. Sarah Naomi Terrell did the cookie art for the Barbarian and the Bard. They can be found on Reddit. They post a lot of their artwork there, and it's not all cookie art. They do lots of really cool stuff. So check them out. Sarah with an H, Naomi Terrell, Lord of the Rings. God. Game of Thrones, that's the Terrells. Nola Sugar Shack, NOLA, Sugar Shack _Stearns, STEARNS on Imgur is where I found the Seder cookie art. They were awesome enough to let me use that as well. They also have a Facebook page and have so much really delicious looking stuff. Go check them out. And finally, Kato Baking Supplies, KATO, on Etsy is where I found the art for our unicorn centaur friend. So please go check them out as well. Like I said, whole bunch of people that I talked to and graciously allowed us to use their work. So go check them all out. I will put stuff on Twitter with links to all their stuff later as well. Thank you, of course, to Laura, Ollie, I wanted to say Tasty because that's what's on the screen right now. Kayleigh and Tim for joining us today. Real quickly, because I know you're streaming as well. Ollie, what's your stream? Where can people find you on Twitch?
Baby streamer, but we'll stream at some point again. It is the Ollie Watts, all together, no spaces, on Twitch TV. Okay.
And Tim, you're a moderator for which channels do you want to shout out?
Oh, I'm a moderator for Seismic Toss TV, Joe_Lido, and Treasure Hunter Maxwell.
Okay. I've watched all those channels as well. They're fantastic. Go give them some love. And also queer streamers as well. They're freaking awesome. And Laura and Kayleigh, if you're ever on Broadway, you might see their faces because they're awesome too. Though granted, they're backstage, so if you see their faces, something has probably gone horribly wrong, which is also entertaining. So, thank you all for everything. Happy Pride. Take care of each other and tell more stories. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everyone.
Night.